Ballers don't want to talk about this.
Wait, what's this channel?
Talk about this.
Comedy
Talk about this
channel.
image.
The clown.
No, it's education apparently.
Clown choo-choo train.
It's not comedy. For entertainment.
So, yes, let's just get some clarity. Mark wants me on camera,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
let's
Nathan
turn Mark
the
right down
hypocrite
and say that the
cussing at
situation
everybody.
is as follows, Mark. We have identified the lighthouse. Now it's down to you to debunk it. So far, not so good. So far, we've got Steve saying, I don't think it's a lighthouse. And we've got Mark going, I don't think it's a lighthouse. That's pretty poor, guys. So if you think I'm angry, you're very much mistaken. But over to you
right.
to
Fake
debunk
looking
it.
face. He's hella mad. Everybody can see right
Very
through
much
that, dude.
mistaken.
Okay, it's been debunked, Nathan.
Clownfish.
That's the
Anything
best
else?
you can do. Just claim it's been
That's the
debunked.
best
Well
you
done.
can
Well, yeah, well, you just claim something. I can claim something as well. Or are you saying there's another double standard?
Well, we're claiming it with
We're
evidence.
claiming it with
Nathan, stop
evidence.
emulating
precisely.
your
There's
mommy.
the evidence. It's on
What
screen.
evidence? What
You
evidence?
little bitch.
You can see it. Are you blind? Have you not got your screen
All right,
share up?
then, show
Are
me
you
the
like
lighthouse,
Rumpus and you
mate.
can't use
Show me the
Hangouts?
lighthouse
What's your
against
problem?
Comedy value. Let's
Can you
see
not
the
see?
lighthouse against.
I'm asking you a direct question.
Show
Can
me
you
the
see
lighthouse
what's on
against
screen?
Nathan for comedy value.
Can you see what's on screen? Yes or no?
Who would let that little punk
What,
puke
the
talk to
blobs?
them like that?
No, this is called evidence. We are demonstrating
No,
with
there's
Google
blobs.
Earth on the top
It's
layer
blobs. It's
what
blobs,
landmarks match up
It's
with
bl-
what.
It's blibbity blobs, Nathan.
Just blibbity blobs. Wonderful debunking.
blobs.
So, if you were ever in any doubt about whether or not we see Ireland at 145 miles, go to Mark's channel, Conclusive Debunking. It's blibbity blobs.
Well, I don't have to go to my channel. I'll do it now. That is not Ireland. We do not see 140.
Case closed, guys. Let's go home. Case closed. Mark's done it.
Yeah,
Mark's
go
debunked
home.
it. Blibbity
Flat
blobs,
Earth is
guys.
over.
You only needed 2 words. They weren't even in English.
On what you can see on your image.
Runty, run.
Who's the authority?
It's a
We speak to
photograph.
the
You understand what a
authority.
photograph
Yeah,
is?
Alright.
Yeah,
Who's
understand
the
what a
authority on
photograph
photography? It's just a
What you
photograph.
see in your
It's
image.
like he's really
Alright.
Do you understand what
giving you
photograph is,
guys,
Steve?
like, the way his
Just a
mommy
photo.
used to talk
We're
to
just
him.
looking at a photo and
He's
identifying
giving it
what's
to
on it.
you
It's
that
simple.
way.
Yeah, so who's the authority on identifying what's on it?
You can
Well,
be.
anybody can
You
be.
can be.
You could if you want. I can send you the image.
Wait a
and you
minute.
can just
Wait, so
identify it.
who
Really
this stuff
simple.
on here? Was this just
Anybody can be the
circles
authority on what matches with what visually, Steve.
Names of
You can be
places
the
and
authority and debunk it, my
objects.
friend. You can have
Well,
that
I'm not the
moment.
authority
You can
because
be the man that
I
says
can
we
make
got
this
it wrong
image.
because you can do it better.
I didn't claim that. I'm just saying that.
You just want to come and say no
I'm
at
just
end
asking.
because you're a moron. Yeah, you just want to come and say no at end. It's blibbity blobs. Yeah, you want to talk about the stack at the other end of the island that we know neither of us know about. Yeah, we know your game, Steve. We spot it. You have nothing like Mark. If you want to
with the
debunk
ad-hoc,
this,
Nathan?
see if you can do. So far, the benchmark has been set by Mark.
Nathan, what's
So
with the
far,
ad-hoc?
the benchmark has been set as it's blibbity blobs. Let's see if Steve can do better.
Blibbity
Nathan,
blobs.
what's with the ad hoc?
Blippity blobs.
That was a factual statement. The benchmark has been set by
Blibbity
Mark.
blobs,
The
blibbity
debunking thus far has been it's blibbity blobs. That was a quote.
I mean, look at it. It's a lighthouse.
It was funnier when he said it.
You're a moron. Been a great show, Nathan. I just love this show.
Yeah.
I mean, I've actually
Oh,
cancelled
I didn't tell
Comedy
the people
Central
that I was
since your
over here
channel
doing
started.
this yet.
I'd like to thank you for that.
Dummy.
You should put it under comedy
Hold
in the
on a second,
categories.
I'll
Blibbity
sweep-
blobs,
sweep over
blibbity
there.
blobs. Can we talk? In a chance we can. You're a bit boring now, Nathan. You seem to be getting angry. Can we talk to one of the other clowns? The one of many clowns that you have on there. Is the fathead clown here? Call him fathead.
Yeah, I'm here, Mark.
Hey, what's up, fathead?
I'm here, Mark.
Just waiting for you to
So
come
is
up
it
with some
true
decent
then?
evidence to debunk
Why
me.
are we
Your
answers to that
girlfriend,
fathead?
wife, whatever you want to call her, doesn't believe in the flat earth either.
It's got nothing to do with flat Earth, Mark.
But
You
she
got a wife,
doesn't
man.
believe you, don't know. She doesn't believe you because you told us this, so it's not something I'm just declaring. You
Remember,
told us
this is
that
the
she
same
doesn't
Isle
believe
of
in
Man
it.
argument
Didn't you?
they've been going
Didn't
on
you?
with for fucking
No,
months
that's not what I said, Mark.
with no
Yeah,
data.
it is. You feeding your face again.
Have you got any
Let's
evidence
take
of that, Mark?
measurements of
How
it.
many
Zoom
tons
in
of
on
cattle
it.
feed do you have to eat a
No
day to
environmental
keep your weight
data.
up?
They can't do a
Right.
refraction index. They couldn't
these
possibly
are-
tell
You're
you.
always
Fruit
eating
shortcakes.
on these shows. You
But
think it's
But they don't
really
care. They just keep
attractive to
arguing
listen
about
to a
it
fat
anyway.
person eat.
Thinking one side or the other could even prove a point.
Sorry, Mark. I've got cake in my
Sorry, I
hand.
nipped away.
Not
Back
fairly,
to
you
Ad Hom,
can't.
or has Mark got
Neither
something to
buddy,
debunk
neither
this?
side.
Oh, Tony,
Hey,
new
there
guest.
you are.
How you doing, Tony?
Ad hoc.
Ooh,
Well,
ooh,
you're not
Tony
a
Newcast.
moron.
Oh.
Hey, can you put those 3 pictures back up, please? Of the 1, 2, 3. I would like to try to debunk it.
Go ahead.
Please.
Floor's all yours.
I need the ones with the 3 layers that you had up, that you were telling Mark to debunk.
Right now. Come on.
Please.
There's photos. Atta girl.
With the places on.
All right. Whoa, I
Atta
don't see them.
girl.
Where are they? All right, can you go to the right? Go more.
More
Are you
to
trying
the
to tell
right,
me that
fucktard.
matches right there?
Yeah.
Go more to
that's
the
the
right.
Quickly,
lighthouse.
move it.
That's the
To the right,
lighthouse
goddammit.
on Google Earth.
What, you don't
No,
know how
I'm
to
talking about
fucking
the
go to the
mountains.
right? You
Look
don't
at
have to
look
go
at-
to
no,
the
I'm talking
right?
about the mountains.
Start
Go
acting
more
like
to the right.
Nathan.
Oh no,
Nathan
the
on
mountains
you.
don't match because
What's the matter?
parallax
You
is
don't know how to
different,
scroll
isn't
to
it? When
the
you
right
get
fast
closer.
enough?
Oh, the mountains don't match. Okay. All right, that's it. That's it. Bye, guys.
Yep, look at that. Mountains
See
don't
ya.
match.
So yeah, that's the best
No,
he's got.
That's why we did the
Tony.
hangout.
Anybody
understand
Yeah,
how
that's
that
why
is
we
debunked?
did yesterday's hangout, correct?
So have you got any
Go
other
watch
evidence
yesterday's
now,
hangout.
Have you got any other evidence now?
Oh,
that
go hide it
your
again.
evidence
Go
has
back
been
to the
debunked?
left real quick, guys, so you don't go to the
That's what you
right.
call debunking, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man, that's not debunking. That's just showing a failing in not understanding.
What
how
is that? What you
parallax
call
works.
evidence? You're an utter moron, Riley. You're a moron.
Yeah, I'm an utter moron, Mark.
You're a moron, Riley.
It doesn't
So, yeah,
match
back
up.
to ad hom then, I was
Interesting,
right.
dude. Those mountains don't match
You've been
up.
doing
What are you
the
guys
ad
trying to
hoc,
pull?
So is it double standards
What,
again?
what
I
kind
see.
of parallax is this? Is this left, right? What's going on?
Parallax. You
Well,
can
as you
solve
get closer to the
parallax with a
mountains,
couple
they
of
can-
Yeah, we've got a new
parallax.
guest. How you doing, Warren?
What's
I'm good,
parallax?
thank
That's
you.
the
How are you?
Obviously,
parallax,
you can
is it?
see no
Call me
diff.
was.
Steve's talking over you. I can't hear you. Say again, Warren. How you doing?
Look at that shit.
I'm good, thanks. Call me was.
Good to have you, was.
So where
I think I.
are you on the ball
something
side
here.
or are you on the flat side? Was
Well, I got to say, I go with the ball.
Atta boy. How's
Okay.
that feel?
okay.
I go with the
Keeping
ball.
up to date.
The ball.
Because
flat
look
earth
at you guys' line up here. Your mountains don't line up.
Can I ask you a question then,
It's
was?
not a match.
Why can we see Ireland at 145 miles
Yep.
You don't,
and
you
a lighthouse
fucktard.
at 51 miles?
I don't know. I
It
don't
should
know.
be obscured by Earth curve.
We can't.
Sorry,
Otherwise
we
you could be able
can't.
to
Was
provide loads of
Mark's
different
piping up
pictures.
again
But-
when we've got a new guest? But Mark says we
But
can't. Can we just show the
why-
lighthouse?
why when we
just for
look at the
Mark's
moon it
benefit?
looks curved?
Mark's denial. Can we just show the lighthouse that we can see that Mark says we can't? Thank you. There we go, Mark. We
How
can
far's
see
the
it.
lighthouse, Nathan?
There we go.
How
So,
far's the lighthouse, Nathan?
I was speaking to Was
51.2
actually, Mark,
miles.
just to clarify your
So it's
interjection.
not 145 miles.
That's our
is it, Nathan?
assertion,
You're not
Mark.
a moron, mate.
Yeah, yes, we've had your ad hom. If
Yeah.
you continue
You
on
heard
object
that?
you, we've got a
He
new
made a
guest.
great
Do you
point.
understand
Nathan's trying to
that-
yap
I'm going to
over
eject
him.
you if you keep interrupting.
He made a great point, and Nathan's yapping over him. He said, "How far is the lighthouse?"
She's crazy, guys.
Trying to hear Was.
Yep. Welcome to the show.
It is crazy. So
Was maybe you could tell us
G'day, fellas.
if we've misidentified this lighthouse. Perhaps you could maybe either correct what our misperceptions, or perhaps maybe you could explain how we can see so far on a
think this is a
ball
dummy
where we
hangout.
shouldn't see anything.
okay, no, it's not.
No, I can't explain it.
Neither can we, but we just see evidence that we're
I can.
presented
It's
with
called
that appears to match
refraction.
the idea that we may not live on a ball. And Mark thinks that that's totally
Yes.
unacceptable, but isn't able to produce any evidence
Yes,
to suggest
yeah.
for why it's wrong.
No, what you're presenting looks like a flat. Looks like we live on a flat.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so
It's
what?
interesting.
You're saying that because you can see Langness Lighthouse, that means that the Earth is flat?
Precisely.
Yeah.
Well, that's bullshit. Because if you go and draw a line from the place where you were on Google Maps or Google Earth,
Yeah.
which is what you're
Yeah.
citing as your the model that you're testing,
Get him.
you can
Yeah,
draw a line straight to that lighthouse, no problem, and there's nothing in the way. So next.
Sorry, I don't really understand your
you
objection. You're
just-
saying that because we have a direct line of sight with it,
Well,
we
if you
shouldn't
get
see it.
yeah, direct line of sight.
Yeah, we do have. You understand that, Steve?
Okay, so what? Okay, so what are you basing that on?
The fact that if you are on a sphere, it
Lack
would
of
be
refraction, man.
around the backside of that sphere,
The lack of
and
all the
blocked by a
environmental
wall,
data
a wall of
to
it.
make a
Hold on,
refraction
Steve, I'm
index.
clarifying
Round
it
the
for
back-
you.
wait,
Steve,
wait.
shut up and let me
You say that
clarify. You've
we're
asked me a
the
question.
opposite sides of the
Shut
sphere.
up.
Who the
So,
fuck is talking to
we
Nathan
have
like
direct
that?
line of sight. If we are on a
somebody
plane,
needs to.
if
Hold
we
on
are
a
on a
second.
sphere, it is blocked by a
Just for
wall
this.
of Earth curve,
Oops.
and on the other side of that curved
Let's make sure I
sphere.
got the right
Therefore, we cannot see it. Do you understand?
No.
Yes, I thought that would be the answer. You don't understand. Good. Maybe
Right.
Mark can call you a moron
what
for
bit
us.
Of the
And
wall
of course, they know
Steve?
Why
my
would the
account,
curve
and I'll be
be a
banned
wall?
immediately. And who
Where
knows
is
why?
the wall?
It's okay,
I've
Mark.
never
you
done
don't need
anything
to
to
get
the damn
basic
dude.
geometry from me.
You're a moron.
To get
mate.
banned,
A
that is.
moron.
Other than
Go
arguing.
and figure
kind
out
of
how your
wall
sphere you
is
think you
this,
live on works, you
Nathan?
idiot. Go and figure out how a sphere works, you're an idiot. If you don't understand why
You
how
can
your
go
sphere
on.
you think you
Is
live on
this,
works, you
Nathan?
idiot.
Okay.
It's your question.
Hey Nathan,
I'm gonna-
make sure you tell everybody that there is no environmental data to do the
Allow
refraction
me,
index
I will
math
try and answer
necessary
it.
to make
So do-
these observations in the first place, bitch. I had to do it fast. I'm gone already. They are really on the ball to getting me off of there. They act like I come in porn bombing. Actually, they even spread that rumor that I be porn bombing people. Never done it before in my life. Never will do it in my life. So it makes no sense. I've got arguments. Hey, you don't have data. Why argue a point with no data? That's, they hate that. Or equinox. Don't say equinox in that room because they go pooping all over the place. Like they act like they already explained how a sunset works. They say, oh no, it's due to the vanishing point and there's some old word salad. There's no vanishing point. You give me a model. Let's work with it. I'll show you. So yeah, they're not gonna do that. But yeah, so this is what I'll have to do before I can start that hang or join that hang. I have to wait till Nathan leaves because he's a little bitch and he likes to just keep on fucking ejecting me, even though I'm not doing anything but placing an argument. Little creep. So it doesn't matter. I'm probably just gonna leave. I don't. Oh, hi guys. I didn't even know there would be somebody watching. I haven't even gone over there to tell them yet that it's open. Oh, what did I do? Oops.
How you are a moron. This is very simple.
Nathan, you do realise he's
So where's the
trolling
wall
you, right?
then? I can't see the wall.
No, I actually don't think he is trolling. Most of the people watching this do not understand how the
can't see
physics
the
of their
wall,
own world
Nathan.
works.
Nathan,
This
can
is
I have
becoming
a
more
go?
and more obvious as time goes by
Nathan,
that
can I
people
have a
like
go?
Steve
Can you start
literally
explaining to
do
me?
not understand the
Nathan.
physics of what it takes to live on a sphere. That's
Can I
why
have a
people
go,
like
Nathan,
Mark
please?
laugh at me and say, we're not seeing holograms, because he
Nathan.
doesn't understand the physics of his sphere either.
Nathan, can you explain it to me? Maybe I'll be able to understand it. 'cause
No,
I'm from the
Mark,
street.
it's not my job
I'm
to
from the
explain to
street.
morons how their fantasy world works.
Oh, well, that's not very nice, Nathan. That's an ad hom, isn't it?
Yeah, an
You
ad
said
hom
ad
that's
homs are
just
bad.
been demonstrated by by Steve, not comprehending simple
Right,
depictions. That demonstrates the
depictions.
audience that
Nathan,
you are
that's what I'm
both
saying. Is there a
morons.
word-
The
is
fact
there
that you
such a
tell
word
me
called
they're not
hologrammatic?
holograms tells me you are a moron.
Nathan, is there a word called hologrammatic?
Yeah, hologrammatic projections of the land, Mark. That's correct.
Hologrammatic. Okay. Can you provide the definition for that word, please?
Yeah, that's what we are seeing when something is obscured and we still
Well, no,
see it,
Nathan,
like
there's
this
no such
lighthouse.
word,
If you believe, like a fantasist,
No such
that you live
word,
on a
Nathan.
sphere, then it
such
necessitates
word,
it being
Nathan.
projected up behind
There's no
the
such
wall
word, Nathan.
that is being blocked. Simple.
There's
Hang on,
no
hang on.
such word.
Hang on, is
Nathan.
Mark saying that there's
No,
no
so
such
with all
word as
due respect,
holographic?
right,
Steve
you
doesn't
shouldn't
understand
be
that there's a
showing me
wall
that
in the
and
way.
explaining to me
Mark
what's
doesn't
on there
understand that
because
they
you're
have to
not
be
the
holograms.
authority on
Mark
the
doesn't
spinning
understand his
ball
own
Earth
sphere,
model.
neither does Steve.
So-
They're both.
You can't. Apparently you're the authority on the flat Earth models. You can tell me about that, but you can't tell me.
Yes,
and
on a
educate
flat
me.
plane we see stuff because nothing's blocking the way. It's very simple.
Oh wow. Well, yeah, dude. Like,
Do
if
you
I didn't
appreciate
fucking see
also
anything-
that we should not be able to see them if we live on a... Explain the physics and you didn't understand, Steve. So
physics
it's a bit of a
dictates
pointless
that.
conversation
Except
now.
There's
refraction.
Because you are a moron and don't get it.
Thing called
There's nothing
looming
in
and
the
a thing
globe
called
model
mind,
that
he
says
is-
they can't
he is
see
actually
that,
thick.
Nathan.
I thought he was trolling you,
You're
but he doesn't get it.
misunderstanding. I'm trying to help
No,
you
that's what I was trying to
understand.
say. He's not being. He's not
there's
trolling.
nothing-
He genuinely doesn't
there's
understand, and
nothing
neither
in the
does
globe
Mark.
model
He's
that
like, "What do you mean there should be a
For all
wall
this
in the
time,
way?
Steve, I
What do you
thought
mean there
were
should be
actually the people
holograms?
that argued in
They're not
favour of the
holograms.
wall
These people don't
based on
understand their own
knowledge
world.
and
We can't
experience,
see
but I
that, mate.
realise that you're absolutely talking nonsense.
Why
You don't
don't you
actually get what
understand
you're
that?
supposed to be seeing.
Why can't you understand it, Nathan?
I do understand
Oh,
it
no,
implicitly. We see this stuff because
Well,
we live on
why
a
do you
flat
keep
plane.
saying that it
Oh, Mark,
shouldn't
you've
be
given me
seen?
10
It
seconds to
says
speak,
that
have you?
It can be seen.
Can't help interrupting me.
model-
You've asked me a
globe model
question,
says
Mark,
it
and now
can
I'm
be
answering
seen,
and you're
Nathan.
interrupting.
You're interrupting me, Nathan. I'm trying to tell you that the globe model says we can see that.
Why can't we see the beaches?
No,
I mean,
Mark, incorrect.
We can see
That's
the
why
No,
Rumpus
it's
keeps
not
coming
incorrect.
back.
It's refraction,
Because the
Nathan.
Mark, that's incorrect. The globe
No,
is
it's not
failing,
incorrect, Nathan. No, it's
failing to bring these things back.
not. No, it's not.
Time
Nathan.
and
It's called
time again.
refraction, Nathan. Refraction
Yes,
is
Mark.
a thing.
Maybe. Okay. No, Mark. If you want to challenge that, please pick a landmark and let's do the maths on it.
Refraction is a thing, Nathan.
No,
You're
Mark.
refraction
You've just
is
made a
thing.
claim that this stuff should not be
You-
obscured
you-
by Earth
you-
curve. Let's
Nathan,
put that to the test.
Nathan.
Are you going to
agree
put that to
with
the test,
refraction?
Mark, or are you just going to make an assertion
Well-
without evidence?
Well, no, I'm trying to.
I'm trying to. Let's pick a landmark
just
and
trying to
test
make
your
sure that
claim.
You understand?
Let's pick a landmark and test
can't
your
talk to a
claim.
Give us the environmental data
Lies
first,
of
you
man.
ignorant fuck, Nathan.
Not lies.
So you
We're
agree
making
that
this
refraction is
clear
a thing?
with evidence and facts.
So do you
Mark's
agree
now
that-
claimed that this
You-
stuff
you
shouldn't
agree
be
that,
blocked by Earth
refraction
curve.
is a thing,
Let's
Nathan?
test it. Let's test your assertion, Mark.
So do you agree refraction is a thing, Nathan?
Mark, we are counting for a fraction in the mathematics that you're going to do if you just
no,
pick...
you're counting for standard refraction.
Oh, right. So you understand non-standard refraction, do you, Mark?
Yes.
Explain it.
It bends things up. Makes things visible that we shouldn't see. I'll quote the Chicago skyline in that famous picture that was shown on the news in America.
And why would we need that if we can
that's-
already see these
that's
things?
my-
Hold on,
that's
Mark.
my
I don't
evidence.
understand why we need standard refraction. We can already see them, can we not?
Well, no, because the refraction isn't the same all the time, Nathan.
Why do we need non-standard or standard refraction? Why is it required in this
Because
circumstance, Mark?
standard just applies for an average, Nathan.
No, Mark. The reason you need non-standard refraction maths is because these things cannot be.
Correct, Nathan. So you misunderstood. See, this is your problem, Nathan. See, I think you misunderstand everything about the globe model. That's why you keep saying stupid things that only a moron would say, Nathan.
Yeah, feed your
And
damn
I
kid,
understand you've
asshole.
got your child with you. So is it possible I could speak to Fathead or Wingy or no, not Wingy because he's just.
No, it's okay, Mark.
To him.
You
No,
don't
Mark,
understand
I
the
don't know
physics of
what
your
you're
sphere.
saying.
Your
The
child seems to
reason
be sounding a little bit
non-standard
distressed,
refraction has been applied
Nathan,
is
because you
because
keep
it is
shouting.
Let me have Mark.
obscured
Let me
by
have him.
Earth curve,
mate.
Mark.
So let me. Can I talk to Fathead, Nathan, please?
Talk to whoever you want.
Yeah, let me speak. Let me
Okay,
speak
all right,
with
Fathead,
Mark for a
you there,
minute,
Fathead?
Nathan.
Calling Fathead number one.
So, Mark, what do you think you bring to the table to today's conversation?
I'll bring myself. What do you bring apart from lies and dishonesty?
Evidence.
No, you haven't produced no evidence. If you produced evidence, you would have
Yeah,
took it
we
to
have
someone.
produced evidence, Mark.
If you'd have brought
Yeah, we have
evidence,
produced
you would have
evidence,
took it to
Mark.
someone that could
No, Mark.
that could
We've produced
further
evidence, Mark.
your community
No, Mark. We've produced
wishes,
evidence.
but you haven't.
No, but Mark, we've
Why is
produced
that?
you evidence, and it shows that we can see stuff.
Why is that?
shouldn't
All right,
be
well,
seen.
provide me one other picture from St. Bees with an elevation of 35 to 50 feet, which you claim you was at of Ireland, and I will sing now. Blessed to the Lord, the earth is flat. Can you do that, please?
I just want to
But if
point out for a second that
Well, hang on. You don't have a voice at the moment. You don't
lies
understand
is an
spherical-
anagram of
spherical
isle.
Yeah, you
So,
don't understand
it's
simple
lies of man.
spherical physics, I've forgotten your name already because you're that
Spherical
unimportant. Steve, you
geography.
don't understand the sphere,
forgot
Steve.
my-
So
you Apparently
Not nice,
forgot-
Nathan.
I forgot your name because it was that unimportant
forgot
to the
my name.
That's
conversation.
not nice.
Right,
He's
so
bringing you
Mark,
through from the
if I was
street,
to
bro.
show you all the
Bringing you
information,
from the street,
would you
from the
accept
pub,
it, or
from
would
the
you just
street, from the
dismiss
pub,
My
it?
from the
name,
street,
but somehow
man.
you can remember spherical trigonometry that you.
Anyway, we was talking to
don't believe.
Fathead. Is Fathead still there? Calling Fathead
Yeah,
number
we've
one?
just demonstrated to the audience, Steve, that you don't understand that there's a wall of earth blocking the way. So yeah, you don't really have a horse in this race, my
wall of
friend.
earth?
You've demonstrated
I
your
don't-
stupidity plenty.
I don't think we make.
Yeah, you've already
Well,
demonstrated how
Steve,
stupid you are, Steve.
what
so
evidence do
thank
you
you for
accept
that.
that we live on a ball,
Be a
Steve?
hump. Be a hump, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's right, Steve. It would be a hump, and it would obscure what you see, and we shouldn't see it. Do you understand what that means?
Well, we can see it.
Correct.
That's the problem.
That's the
That's
problem
a
for the
reflection.
globe,
That's
Steve.
not a problem.
That's
That's
a
not
big
a problem.
problem.
That's a feature.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It
a
directly
feature.
contradicts the
Feature.
geometric size of the Earth that you think we live on.
That's a feature
That is a
of
problem.
living on a ball.
A feature of living on a ball is that things don't get obscured by the ball. That's arse about
Because of
face, I'm afraid,
refraction,
Steve.
looming.
No, it's not true,
Maybe-
Nathan.
Yeah,
Why
but
do you keep
refraction,
saying
like,
things that aren't
there's no
true,
evidence to
Nathan?
support
You can't
refraction
see
ever.
features. You
It
can't
seems,
see
to,
like
it
that.
seems to make me believe that you're being dishonest as well. I don't want to think that of you, Nathan, because I quite like you. You are quite a funny guy.
Oh, too late.
What evidence have you got, Mark, that anything was ever brought back from behind a curve using refraction
The
only?
Chicago skyline.
No, that's not refraction, though, is it, Mark?
Well, what do you mean it's not refraction? What, so you
Not
can see it
refra-
every
'cause
day? So can you see me? Can
because
you
you
show
think
me
refraction-
365
That was
pictures
refraction,
of it
you
then,
dipshit.
please?
Mark,
Shout
you
out
every
to
day.
Dylan.
There's
There's
shout out
always
to
some
Dylan.
refraction.
Beyond the imaginary
There's
curve.
never no
Nobody-
refraction.
No,
You
not
never
no,
see
no,
where-
no. I'm
Clear
talking
in
about
your
the Chicago
stupid head.
skyline.
Right.
clown
No,
line
Mark, you
too.
don't understand that
There's
you
never
use
no
refraction in the
refraction in
context
our
of it bringing
atmosphere,
things up from behind the
especially on
curve.
these grandiose
However,
distances
refraction
you're
in
trying
normal
to
context,
look at.
it's never bent round any shape of any curve. It simply distorts what we see. Excuse me.
Right. So can you show me the 365 pictures of the Chicago skyline, please?
So you'd rather look at
364.
Chicago than this picture of the Isle of Man because you've got nothing.
364.
Yeah.
Sorry, was you talking, Nathan?
Yeah, I
can't
was.
remember your
Mark,
name.
you've got nothing for the Isle of Man, so you want to move the conversation onto a completely
Well,
different
no, we're
image.
talking about refraction. and
No
I'm
one
giving
has
you an
anything
example
on the
of
Isle of Man.
refraction.
because
So,
we don't
okay,
have the
demonstrate
data
in
to
the
say
image
we
of the
make
Isle
it.
of Man,
Severe
which is the
refraction.
contentious image at the moment, where the
know that.
refraction
You're
gonna sit
lies.
there and
You
continue
demonstrate
to talk
how
about something
Ireland is
stupid
being
and
projected
arbitrary.
from
America. I mean,
145
if
miles
it's
away,
today, we'd be
above
on the
3
news.
miles of Earth
evidences
curve. Can you
that are
explain
out
that to me,
here
Mark?
Right in your face.
So I
Simple
wasn't
ones too.
listening.
Simple
You was
shit.
interrupting me. so I
we
couldn't
know
really
you
hear
weren't listening, Mark.
Simple as your old
Right, so
lady.
Mark, can you tell
Sorry,
me about any
sorry,
part
Fathead,
of the
what was you
science
saying?
behind the bending of light?
Simple
Sorry,
as that
Fathead,
look on
you
your
said it again?
face.
It's a dickhead.
Can you tell us any part of the science of the bending of light?
Why do I need to know the science?
Well, you're citing refraction is the cause of the things that we see, and I don't
Yes.
think that you understand what refraction actually is.
Right.
Anthony Riley
Okay,
is going
so
to tell
bending
somebody
of
that
light.
he doesn't think they
So bending
understand
of
what
light.
refraction
He doesn't
is.
think
It's bending
That
of
is
the
like
medium.
All right,
All
let me
Riley
hand
just
like
that
asserted
that.
was that he
Straight
doesn't
lines.
think for you know what it is.
Let
This
me
is
give you
coming
a couple
from the
of words,
street,
right?
man. This is
I'll put
coming from the
words-
rough end of the street. We're bringing you the truth from the
Yeah.
street.
You hear 4 people at once.
All right, let me put some words in your mouth, Mark, and perhaps you can tell me which one is correct and which
Bro.
one is wrong.
Bro.
The bending of
separate from
light
them.
is the application of
No, I
Snell's
believe
They're
it's
law.
the
all
bending of
talking
the
over
meat.
each other.
Mark, answer the question. Just say which one is correct and which one is wrong. The bending of light is the application of Snell's law, or the bending of light is the application of Fermat's principle
God, they're
on the
like-
trajectory of light.
They're
Which is
such
which, Mark?
manipulative
In the context of
assholes. This is
refraction.
Which is which?
manipulative shit right here.
Well, Snell deals with.
You're not referring to those
different
two
mediums.
answers, Burrow.
Right.
Get
so
out
do
of
we have
his
any different
stupid
mediums
ass
in the
answer
And
answer?
box.
the other one,
It's
I can't
not-
remember
it's
the
a
name
broken
of it now.
logic
Just slipped my
fallacy.
mind. If you
Sorry.
want to remind me, I think that's describing the path light takes when it travels. Fermat's principle. I
Yeah.
think it's
So
called.
Fermat's principle on the trajectory of light
So was
states
I
that
right-
light will
so was
take
I
its
right about
quickest.
that then?
Mark,
Just to clarify
Mark.
for the audience.
No, Mark, listen.
So was I right
Fermat's
about that
prin-
then?
No, Mark,
Light
hang
in a
on, I'm speaking.
vacuum.
I was
Fermat's
wrong. So can
principle
you
on
tell
the
me what I was
trajectory of
wrong
light
then?
will take the fastest possible route. That's what it
Yes,
says.
that's what I just said to describing the path
Yeah.
light takes. Yes, I was right.
So
Okay.
that implies
Possible.
two things. One, that it'll go away from the denser, because we know that that slows it down according to Snell's law. And two, that it has some element of consciousness because it chooses the fastest route. So,
It
with
chooses.
regards to Snell's law,
Light's got consciousness.
It's not like
That's
electricity,
it.
dude.
So why does it go
Oh
the
my
fastest
God,
route
did
then?
you just
Because that would
say
imply
lights
that
got
it goes against, it
consciousness?
repels against the denser route when
Did you just
according
say
to
lights
Snell's
got-
law,
I
it bends
can't
into it.
move on till I just clarify this point here, Fathead. You
Yeah.
just said light has got consciousness that it decides
No.
where it goes. Is that what you
Okay,
just
so
said?
what happens to the people that are just
Right,
happen to
Steve,
be
I'm
on the
not
path
talking
where
to
the
you,
slow
you just
light
said
goes?
that.
Does the light? Does there no light get to them then? Because it just like goes, oh fuck that! It's just gonna take too
Stephen,
long. I'll just
I'm
go
not
the other
talking
way.
talking to Mark. Mark.
So did you honestly
Fairmont-
just say though that light's
Mark?
got consciousness
No,
and,
Mark,
it
listen,
and it
listen.
decides where it
Fairmont's
goes?
principle-
That's what you just
Mark.
said, isn't it?
Mark, listen, let me clarify because you've obviously misunderstood. Fermat's
Blah
principle
blah
on
blah
the
blah blah
trajectory of
blah
light
blah
states
blah
that it
blah
will
blah
take the
blah.
fastest
Shut up,
possible
Anthony.
route.
Shut up, Anthony.
That implies
Shut
a
up,
direct
Anthony.
contradiction
Shut up,
with
Anthony.
Snell's law,
Shut up,
which says it'll
Anthony.
bend
Shut up,
into
Anthony.
the more
Shut up,
denser
Anthony.
light.
Shut up.
But if
Shut up,
Fermat's
Anthony.
principle
Shut
states
up,
that it'll
Anthony.
take the
Bends
fastest
into the
possible
densest
route,
light.
He can't
that
hear me.
indicates
Light
that it's
bends into
repelling
the
against
densest
the
light.
denser
You want
earth.
to
So it must have
clarify?
an
You
element
just
of
made
consciousness.
a bit of a boob.
So which
there.
is it, Mark?
Is there any
Is it
chance you can
Snell's
wait
law?
till the end of the
Give us a
explanation
peace
before you
sign.
start interrupting
Take
it
care.
Well, not
and
really,
asking
because
questions
if
about
you
something you
can't
don't
say- if you
understand?
can't get
Why
the
is it
things
you're
right, then I
asking
can't
him
understand it,
questions
can I? I'm
mid-sentence?
understanding something that's not right.
Why is it that you're asking him questions mid-sentence while he's literally giving you the definition? You're demonstrating that you don't understand it while he's actually
So
speaking.
what does that mean, Nathan? What does the light bends into the light mean, Nathan?
Right, Mark, let me start again because you're not listening and I want you to
Oh,
answer.
Because you're not
Because
listening.
you're
It's
saying
straightforward.
as if you made any
Mark,
point in the
Mark,
first
on the
place.
ball model, we're told that it's the
All right,
application.
so who
of
removes me?
I did for swearing.
I only swore
Out, Steve.
once.
Yeah, and
I
I'll
see.
eject you again. Don't swear on the show. You've been here before. You know the rules. Don't swear. Simple.
Mark,
Oh, it's a bit
on
ridiculous
your
to
version of
you swear,
refraction,
Nathan,
bending
wasn't
light
it?
from behind the curve, it states that we apply Snell's law. It requires a change in medium, and there is no change in medium.
Yeah,
So
he
it's
just
argued that there's an
literally just
isotropic change
Now,
in medium, which is nonsense.
I just want to clarify
There is-
something, though.
Mark,
Don't.
no,
Wait
no.
till the end. How ignorant do you have to be?
Well, I just want to
Mark.
clarify.
Well, don't.
That's what
Wait
people
till
do in
the end.
conversations, Nathan.
He's claiming there is
Mark,
no change
Snell's law
in
requires a
medium,
change in
even
medium.
though he has
And we
no
know there is
environmental
change in
fucking
medium because
data.
It's terrestrial.
He can't
okay?
show
There is
you
none.
what
So
the
it's
temperature
argued
was
that
in
there is
front
an
of him or the
isotropic change in
temperature
medium
was
because of the
in the-
water
of the
vapor
air
that goes up through the atmosphere
over there
through
by the damn
the
target.
process of
He can't tell you.
evaporation. However, water
He doesn't know
vapor
the
is less
pressure
dense
difference.
than
He
the
doesn't know
air
any
it's
of
in.
that.
That's why it's
So he can't
rising.
tell you that.
So if the light's going through the atmosphere but it hits less dense earth,
Wow.
it's going to bend it down according to your principle.
No.
Right? Is that
How did it
agreed?
know to go down just because it's less
So where's
dense?
the source
You
of the
fucking
light,
idiots.
Riley?
It's where the
No,
it's
stay
where
on
the
top of it,
edge
Mark.
of the convex
No,
or
no, I
concave
want to
marks
clarify
are
something.
in
I
the
was
air
allowed-
pressure
so I was
differences.
told
That's
to
what
wait till
causes
the
the
end, so I'm
damn
waiting till the
mirror
end.
rings and
Where's
the
the source of the light?
Not the end. He's trying to get a concession from you so we can
What
move
a
on with the
dick.
rest
So,
of the
Nathan,
point.
you're not
It's
gonna
not
wait
as
till the
simple,
end. I'm just trying
Mark.
to
When you're having to
clarify where
explain
the
something
source
to
of the light
somebody,
is.
Mark, when you're having to
Where's the
explain
source of
something
the
to
It's like
light?
somebody,
a
Nathan,
pencil.
can you take
when
the
you're
pencil
having to
and
explain
look
something
at
to you, you
your
have to get a
fat red
concession
face?
that they understand what's been
Already-
Shut the fuck up. You put a pencil in the water and you see that the bigger and closer. It's called refraction, numb nuts.
Atmosphere.
Okay,
The
I'll
source
put some
of the light is on the
background
terrestrial plane, Mark. It's on the Earth. It's in
But
the
it's
Earth.
not, Snell's law does apply then, because the sun is not in our atmosphere, so he was wrong. I just wanted to clarify that point.
Yeah,
please.
the items
And
being
it's free over
photographed
here. You
are
don't
in
have to
our
donate
atmosphere,
to me or
Mark.
give me any
But
super
just
chat
The
money.
source of light is the source of light is
Mark,
outside, so the
speak
light
to
has
me,
to
Mark,
travel in
Mark,
two different
Mark,
mediums. Now.
Mark,
Please, come
right,
on.
shut up
Don't
and
you
speak to me.
understand?
Stay on track,
Don't
Mark.
you even
stay,
understand that
stay on track
basic
with me, Mark.
concept, Nathan?
Mark, stay on track with me. When the light gets into the atmosphere and it reaches either the lighthouse or your eye, if it stays in the atmosphere once it's got in here, it's terrestrial. Agreed?
Mediums though, doesn't it?
Right. When it gets into the atmosphere and it stays in the atmosphere, Mark, there's no change in medium once it's in the atmosphere. In other words, when it's daylight, there's no change in atmosphere. There's no change in medium once the light's here. Agreed?
He is, Riley.
Is it a yes or a no, Mark?
No, it's a no. There's two different mediums, Riley, and also Snell's law
When the
can
light
apply
gets to the
to the
Earth, it
density
lights us
of
up in
mediums.
daylight. You think that when we see stuff, there becomes a change in medium?
No, the source of the light is outside our atmosphere, so it's travelled in two different mediums to reach here, and also Snell's law applies.
So we can
to the
apply
density
Snell's
of
law then
mediums.
when it comes into the atmosphere.
Snell's
But
plot-
once it's
Snell's
in the
law
atmosphere,
applies to
Mark,
densities
does it
of
change
mediums.
medium?
So it's okay for you to talk over me then, Ryan, is it? Okay,
Are a yes or a no?
so we're clear
Mark, I'm
about
asking the questions, and you're going going to be applying the science. When the light gets to the
Well, I'm just
atmosphere, it
clarifying
bends
with you that
slightly.
Snell's law
Mark,
applies to
stop
density
interrupting,
of
Mark.
mediums as well.
When the light hits the atmosphere and comes into it, the light bends slightly because of refraction, according to Snell's law. However, when it's in the atmosphere and stays in the atmosphere, because that gives us daylight, Is there any change in medium, Mark?
Yes.
Where's the change in medium?
Between denser medium and less denser medium.
No, it's still the same medium, isn't it, Mark?
Applies for that.
No, it's still the same medium, though, isn't it, Mark? The pressure and anything to do with what's in the way is obstruction, Mark. It's not a change
well, you
in
can
medium.
deny it as much as you want, but science doesn't work like that. See, science is,
science,
is done by people who know what they're talking about, and you don't know what you're talking
about. It doesn't fit to do so, Mark, because the light doesn't bend and it doesn't change
no one describes it like that, Riley. Only you, and it's quite clear you haven't got the first clue about science.
No, Mark, there is no.
I mean, you thought sodium was salt, didn't you?
No, Mark, you understand what I'm saying? There is no change in medium.
Sodium, what? Liquid salt?
Mark, there's no change in medium when the light gets here. So how can Snell's law apply?
Yes, there is, because it's a denser medium. Two denser mediums, one dense and one less dense. That's, I mean, it'd be like me describing a light passing between you and Ranty, one dense medium and one lesser dense medium.
Okay, so so how do we illustrate Snell's law then with regards to this change in medium that we do not observe? We use a piece of glass.
The density of the medium.
Yeah, so we use a piece of glass, we shine a torch through it, and it refracts the light, and we show two angles, one as it goes in and one as it comes out. Agreed?
Why are you shining it through a pane of glass?
Well, we're demonstrating the application of Snell's law as it bends into the denser
you can demonstrate that in the
bends
atmosphere.
away from it. Right.
You could demonstrate that in the atmosphere.
The question is, Mark, what?
You could demonstrate that in the atmosphere.
No, we can't, because we don't have a change in medium that's 700 times more dense.
Yes, you do.
Mark.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
Any evidence of a change in medium, Mark, in the
people that have done the science regarding Snell's law, they classify a change in medium as between two density mediums. So
yeah, but the problem is, Mark, there is no change in medium.
You're misrepresenting it, Riley.
So what in the case of the picture of the Isle of Man? Sorry, Sleeping Warrior, we're going to end the show soon, so I just want to get clarity before we end. So where is this change of medium between Anthony Riley's observer position and the Isle of Man? Where is the change of medium?
What do you mean, where's the change?
It's a very simple question. Where between Anthony Riley... You've asked me to clarify, now you're talking over me, Mark. You seem to be unbelievably ignorant.
When I'm trying to answer,
yeah, have you asked? And I'm now clarifying.
You guys know I'm not even interrupting, right?
Where between Anthony Riley's observer position
both
and
of them
targets
annoy me, delete.
Is there a change in medium?
The air above the water.
No, Mark, it's still terrestrial, isn't it, Mark? There's no change in medium. We'll start off in the air, we go through the air, and we finish in the air. Where's the change? Oh, there isn't one. Therefore, Snell's law cannot apply.
Idiot. This guy's an idiot, man. That's what we call intellectual dishonesty, right there, folks.
Sorry to cut you off, Ranty, because with
prime
that,
example.
I'm going to say first and foremost,
use it out of context. This is it.
Enormous thank you to all of the live
audience. The show must begin.
Tuning in and sharing this show. If you didn't, be sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oops. I'm afraid if I join right now, I'll still get kicked. Let's check.
You can talk, Mr. Black Curve. You can talk.
All right.
Yo, what's up, Mr. Grim?
Hey, fellers. So we're streaming again on my channel, just starting up right now. I haven't dropped a link anywhere. Nobody knows yet.
Okay.
Just letting you know. So I tried to hop on again just for, to come in and say, fuck you, Nathan. But not really. I guess I no data, no argument. Why argue with no data again?
Yep.
Hey, let me ask you a question. If I were to show Nathan a big fuzzy picture of the Earth for my argument, what would he say?
Most likely kick you off the show.
Yeah, it would be so funny to him. He would be like, ha ha ha, it's a fuzzy picture, ha 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 ha. What do you expect us to see with that? It's a fuzzy picture, ha ha ha. Like, okay, buddy.
Yeah, I know, the dishonesty is palpable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Flat Curve, you're going to talk.
Mr. Flat.
Come
Mr. Flat Man.
Mr. Flat Curve. Me sucky wacky long time.
Long time now. Long time no see curve.
$5.
Me sell flat day old t-shirt $2. Old flat day t-shirt.
Me fly to America, I'll marry you. Long time.
So let me pop this link out and see if anybody's interested in hopping on here. Any you want to give me any highlight moments? Because I don't watch the whole show anymore.
No, I just come in here to take the piss out of them. 32 Grim. I don't take their evidence seriously, so I'll just come in to take the piss out of them.
Oh, I know.
Just winding Nathan up, you know.
They want you to argue about their argument. Tell me about this exact thing about and it's like, yeah, that's not using that's that's considering that everything is homogeneous, and we know that, you know, without any data, you can't say it's homogeneous. He literally tried to say, "Oh no, it's, you know, it's standard because why? Why is it standard?" Welcome.
Did you hear about Globebusters last night?
Hey,
No, I missed Globebusters. Highlights. You want to go over any highlights of today that you might have? Because I didn't see you today, Paul. I didn't even look.
No,
really.
I don't go into Nathan's debates anymore.
Nah,
Fuck that.
Oh, high five, dude. Shit. I mean, I like how I can argue with just about anybody, and then the next day I'd be fine with them. Like I didn't say they were fucking assholes. I didn't do all. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna. This guy and I argue with a lot of people. Oh, Paul, I think I argued with you yesterday. yeah. I don't hold the grudge about it.
Grim, that's fine. No, what? Well, who's this other dude in here?
That's Billy.
Yeah, it's me, Paul. I'm under a
Lottie.
different account because I got sniped.
Oh, it's Billy. It's Billy.
It's Billy. Lottie Bills.
I wanted you to talk more about the blobs. I wanted you
Blibbity
to
blobs.
identify more blobs. You should have identified more blobs, Billy.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I thought that was.
what the blobs are.
I thought it was funnier when you said it. Actually, Billy, Lottie, Lottie. It was hella funny. I mean, blibbity blobs. And then he started like using it to take the funny out of what you said to make it funny for himself. Nah, dude.
It's really funny when he put his camera on. See how angry he looks. He looked really angry, doesn't he, man?
Yeah. You could tell he actually loved your comment, blibbity blobs, because he couldn't stop saying blibbity blobs afterwards. Even though he was mad. He's emulating you, and he doesn't know it in his argument. Poor guy. How about that smile? Oh,
Yeah.
a smile only a mother could love.
Yes. I love it how they can just point to a blob and say it's a lighthouse.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and who cares that the lighthouse is only 50-something miles away?
Next time, Mark, you've got to point to a few blobs and say, "Oh, that's a bakery." You know. This one's a news agent. I can see the paper.
That's right. Window. And here's the pet store. This one here's the pet store. We can.
Like his floaty chimney. Fucking floaty chimney. What's it attached to? I don't know. How tall is it? I don't know. It's just floating.
Yeah.
It's totally Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No. There's some good sound bites from that show, I think, that I'm going to grab. So.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Let me drop this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I only come on here to take the piss out of them. That's all I do. I don't take anything.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you can't fucking take. I mean, like I said to Jem Panda and that, if you was in real life and someone sat down you in a pub and said, "Listen, I was at the beach the other day, 35 feet in height, and I saw 145 miles away," you'd turn to fuck off, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean, you wouldn't sit there.
I'd be like, "What are you drinking?"
Show you a picture and, you know, of loads of things that you can't even tell what they are, let alone where they are. You know what I mean, you wouldn't put up with it. So that's the same as that's how my attitude is like. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think a lot more people are.
Yeah, I just handed the link out right now.
So
people
knowing that it's ridiculous. Yeah.
We'll have a couple people show up on the panel here in just a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, Blue.
Yeah, they cancelled.
Blue Ball.
They cancelled Glow Busters last night, Grim, because Riley and Ranty were demanding that Nathan went on Glow Busters with them, and Glow Busters didn't want Nathan on there.
Boycotted
That's why-
Nathan.
Yeah, because of Nathan. Yeah, so that's why Glow Busters weren't on last night.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought Nathan just wouldn't have shown. Like, I would have thought that it would have been the other way around. Like, Nathan wouldn't have gone outside of his comfort zone and where he could be, you know, modded.
Hey, Paul, you know, man, I wasn't fucking with you, right? About
What's
the
that?
yes. I wasn't fucking about the yes stuff. Like yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever. You know who I am, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who are you? Just say it out loud for us. I don't know.
I'm the nightmare that is. I'm Riley's alter ego. That's who I am.
Is the speech impediment part of your act or what?
I have no act.
Oh, I thought it was an
Riley's alter
ego, an alter ego. You just said, like, literally, that's an act. In this case,
No,
anybody-
I'm Riley's alter ego. It's no act
Oh,
about it.
Riley. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm silly. I can't hear good.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Riley's alter ego. Meaning,
Exactly. And you agreed to it, even though it had no sense. Sicko.
yeah, meaning, no, now that I understand what you said is what I didn't agree to anything. I understood what you said now. Like, I could now, I thought you said, I'm Righty's alter ego because of the speech impediment. Remember, we were discussing that? It wasn't that I didn't.
You have a speech impediment?
You do.
You have a speech impediment. You do?
Clearly, you have a speech impediment. I don't know what you're trying to do right now, but clearly you do. And I thought it was an act. I literally thought you were just
Wait, hold on.
pretending
What's
to have
wrong
a
with your
speech
speech?
impediment.
You sound totally fine to me, bro. You sound
Why,
good, man. Don't
thank
worry.
you very much.
No, don't, you know what?
Thank
no
you.
matter what
You
they
might want
tell
to check your ears,
you
though,
know-
because you have a tiny bit of cauliflower growing out of them.
I have
Can you see that?
cauliflower going up my speech.
Can you see that? Yeah, a little bit to the left. There you go. That's cauliflower. Or cheese.
Yeah.
Something's left over from dinner in your ear still.
Yeah.
Did you sleep in your mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
I know. It's just when you got to shut down a troll, that's how you do it. You put his wavelength right
Paul,
back on.
I'm so not messing
Shuts
with
him
you,
right
man. I
down.
swear to God.
Derp. And if you were flying down a hill at 90 miles an hour and your wings fell off, sir, how many apples would you have left?
But
7.
yeah, is like the right thing to say in that situation. Right?
No.
Yeah.
So when you walked into the doctor's office wrapped in cellophane and the doctor said, clearly, I can see your nuts, what'd you do?
Yeah. I said yeah.
All right.
So, dude, what happened, Graham? Man, you was like going over this whole thing about finding out some new theories and some shit like that, dude. What's up with that? Did you come up with some new breakthroughs?
Us who?
You.
A mouse in your pocket?
No, like last time we talked, man, you was looking at fucking correlations between the celestial fucking movements of planets as opposed to
I was? I don't
as
think I've
opposed
ever
to
done that.
as opposed to like geographic anomalies. Yeah, that's exactly what you was doing. What happened with that,
Man,
bro?
I think you are tripping, dude. I
No,
don't
I'm
think
not,
I've ever
at all.
done a correlation of movements of the
Exactly what
planet
you're doing.
discovery
And I
with
left
anything.
that saying, dude, you need to chill because you need to really make sure that math works. And actually, Paul even told you correlations are not always correlations. So I'm just wondering, how is that working out for you, man?
For me, it's fine.
It is?
Yeah, whatever you just said, that's not what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is working out for me, even though you're not sure what it is, but that's okay too. And I think Paul and I were talking about vaccines last time we were talking. I don't know if you're paying attention, but
I'm talking about last time. I was on the chat.
mm-hmm.
That's a little bit different than last time.
We weren't talking about correlations and shit like that, though. We were talking about plasma cosmology. It wasn't about planet movements or anything like that. And if
oh no, you totally.
And too bad.
This big
yeah, but
right? You was like,
we're having a conversation with you for no real reason,
there, bro. It was like, look, this is the new shit that I'm investigating. You put a graph up, and you was like, look at this. You actually looked at how the celestial movement of bodies. When I say bodies, I mean planets.
Yeah, never did that.
Actually affect.
You're completely incorrect.
If you want weather patterns.
We were talking about plasma in space, dude.
And that was your big thing. And you thought you found a breakthrough. I'm just wondering.
That wasn't me, bro. You're talking about somebody else. I don't do the weather. Sorry. I said a grand solar minimum affects the weather. Yeah, that's all public record data, dude. You can look at that yourself. It's nothing about a discovery of mine. So I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure you don't know what you're talking about.
No, I just thought you was like investigating shit outside of flat Earth.
Yeah, I do. That's what I do.
And what were you investigating right now? Like, okay, let's stop the whole
learning and investigating. I mean, how do you want to use the word?
Me and you are the only ones that's not muted. So we may as well have a good conversation.
What do you mean investigating?
What are you investigating?
Why? What do you want to talk about?
What are you investigating?
Everything.
Okay, what's your latest shit?
It would take too long to even start the discussion. You have to be more specific.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like, you know, if you're investigating something, that's what I'm interested in. I
investigate a lot of stuff. Malfeasance in pharmaceutical companies. Malfeasance and things like that in biotech firms, between the government and these firms. Court cases between Eric Seralini court case. You're gonna ask me what I'm investigating, but while I start telling you, you start talking over me. That's cool.
I was going to conversate about it with you. So you said biotech, right?
Yeah, you might as well let me finish my sentence, though, if you're going to conversate with me, right?
Yeah, that would probably help.
But go ahead, man. Go ahead. What do you want to ask me? Go ahead. What do you want to ask me? I'll be patient with you.
No, go ahead. Please speak.
Yeah. Okay. So, court cases. Mark Fowlis using forgery to defame Professor Eric Seralini in the Monsanto study, the reassessment of Monsanto's study. Things like that, but people aren't very aware of at all, and they think that GMOs are safe and blah 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 blah, but they don't know about the other data, and the court cases and all of the the lies and deceit and everything that we have this evidence, Freedom of Information Act documents showing these correspondence, and we have these court cases that the judges have ruled on and made very clear that Eric Seralini was defamed in court, and they used hit piece writers and shit like that in order to make shit up. So I mean, I think it's a little bit more important than the flat Earth bullshit, just for the simple fact that there's actual evidence that shows this is true, and the other is just that no evidence at all. Actually, all the evidence that they say supports the flat Earth debunks the flat Earth. Stupidity stuff. So anyway.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And the interesting thing is, like, So we tend to think about a lot of stuff outside of the boundaries. What really got you into flat Earth? Like,
I'm not into flat Earth.
Why is it?
I'm not into flat Earth at all.
But yet you still come to these hangouts.
Yeah, to change the subject, talk about something important.
Okay.
Usually.
What are you into then? Like,
plasma cosmology, medicine, anti-vaccine research, things like that. Not aliens, not boogeyman shit, not.
What is anti-vaccine research?
Well, it's research that shows the causal relationship between vaccines and illness.
And the FCC is not doing that already?
What ecstasy?
FCC.
No, of course not. FCC. That's not their job. FCC is for it's for communications, like television, radio, stuff like that. What you're allowed to say or not. And again, we have criminal activity going on in the CDC and the FDA, EPA, revolving doors between biotech firm executives and FDA higher ups, shit like that.
Yeah, I meant FDA, not FCC, but
I understood. Yeah,
but you caught on. I wouldn't actually want to say if you would, but yeah, man. I mean, it's
don't
interesting, right?
underestimate me,
Like, you would think that's what's up, right? But I've realized, right, what's really up is that people only care about data nowadays, right? We're going through this whole fucking phase now, where like data is worth more than the product. So, like, for example, when Google bought WhatsApp, they did not buy WhatsApp because of the product. They bought WhatsApp because of the users and to know the data they can gather from those users. They paid the fucking billions for that shit. They didn't buy that shit because they wanted the company. They wanted the data behind people's movements, people's who they call, how they call, when they call, how often they call, what triggers a call, that type of shit.
Uh-huh. That's true.
That is what businesses become. Businesses become predicting humanity. That's where it goes. Like, why the fuck do you think that Verizon bought Yahoo? Well, because
they're all owned. They're already owned by the same banking conglomerate, and they're already owned. Listen, because it's already fascism, but now they're doing it in incremental ways to make you rationalize fascism as a normality. Before, if we were to see something like these two big companies merging and doing a thing like this, we would throw a fit about it because we were smarter as Americans, and we understood that this closes the door for chances for smaller businesses, and this creates a monopoly in the situation here. And these monopolies were shunned because we understood not to be oppressed back then more than we understand it now through all our distractions and football games and video games and fucking Jerry Springer and other bullshit, right?
Bro, I'll tell you, man, one thing, man. Like, the last product I was managing, right?
So my opinions.
I used to get fucking emails every day. Not every day. I used to get emails, like, pretty often. No, actually, I won't even say that. I used to get emails, right, asking if they could take our data and help our customers.
Yeah, I know. I see that shit all the time.
Right?
It's always about data collection.
It wasn't because they want to help our customers, because they want our fucking data.
Right, because they are already backdoored government. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
no, none of
yeah,
that.
sure they are. They're already. Government has the back door to all of that
right?
shit. And if you think they don't, then you're misled. I mean, that's they openly have the back door to that shit. Like it's a law that it's written that they already have the back doors to that shit. It's not a secret. It's just that you have to trust your government. That's what it is.
How powerful data is now.
Of course I do. That's how powerful data was then. Data's always been powerful. Information has always been powerful. Knowledge is power. It's literally a saying for a reason. Knowledge is power. And the lack of knowledge is the lack of power. So now it would stand to reason that those in power would like to keep you under a lack of knowledge, wouldn't it? To remain in power.
When you say those empowered,
those in power, secret societies who run the corporations, who run the government through proxies.
They're not gonna stop us. If anything, they want us to be successful businessmen.
Wrong.
Because that helps them. That helps them.
Absolutely incorrect. Each winner.
Yeah, they do, man.
Bullshit. Each winner makes hundreds of losers in this capitalist society. A winner doesn't make another winner. So big winners.
Yeah, but
someone's got to be the loser, and the bigger winners need more losers to be big winners.
Six figures is gonna expand.
Listen. Business owners do not want more businesses competing with them. Get that thought out of your head. Are you silly? They want workers to work for their businesses so they can grow their own businesses. Listen, you're confused. They don't lobby to help you get more money. They lobby to take your shit away from you. They spend billions of dollars to lobby for laws and shit that make it harder for you, the little guy, to start his own, let's say, painting company. It used to be right to work shit where you could go and get $100,000 liability insurance and become your own painter and be a paint contractor and do all the jobs you want, and it's all legal. But now you have to have had a certain amount of money in the bank for 5 years. You have to be able to pass a particular set of tests that have basically nothing to do with painting. There's no skill test at all, just a knowledge and a lawyer test, basically, like how to not get sued and shit like that. And then you pay all your money and your $2,600 for the class, and then now you can become a very small painter. It's like that wasn't like that before, and there's no reason for all those jumps and hoops and hurdles other than to stop the little guy from becoming a fucking business. He'd rather go, fuck it, I'll just go work for someone else. That's too tough in the middle of all my life. I have to go work for someone else. So big businesses, they don't want other big businesses. They want workers. Yeah. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to rant on you.
No, I'm just saying that's what I've been doing, man. I've been working, but I've been doing good though. Like my last fucking job, I swear to God, dude. It was a good job.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it, so I quit.
Well,
I just fucking quit.
If it was a good job and you didn't like it, then it wasn't a good job, was it? Or I mean, to you personally.
When I say good job, I mean it paid.
Don't be hard on yourself.
Paid really good.
Oh, good pay and shit like that?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, like 6 figures. It was way beyond 6 figures. Right?
I don't know.
But I didn't like it, dude. I felt like shit every day I went to work. So when my lease on my apartment got up, I was like, fuck this. Do I want to stay here again? Nope. So I quit the job and just fucking left the state. Left that city. I was like, fuck it. I'll find another job. It's not that hard. Right?
Usually not for a skilled. You could go just about anywhere if you've got the right talent. Even when everybody else is looking for a job. I mean, I've always been able to.
I worked for like what?
I would hear
3 months.
Like, oh, there's no jobs, and I'd be like, oh, okay, and then I just crack open the yellow pages. I don't wait for the newspaper. You know, I'm gonna share a little trick with you guys. out there looking for jobs.
There's always a job. There's always a job.
Crack open a newspaper. I mean, not a newspaper. The Yellow Pages, and cold call the companies that they don't even know they're looking for help yet. That's the best way to get a job.
You go to, you go to freaking these websites. We don't need to fucking use books anymore. Books are fucking straight up 19th century almost. They're obviously not. You know what I'm saying by that, though?
No, yeah, kind of, but yeah, too bad because books are necessary, man. Books are better than the internet.
Yeah, dude. You know what's weird, man? When I went to
better for your
went to Prague, right?
Brain and everything.
I went to Prague, and like I was on a train, and people actually reading newspapers.
Yeah.
Like in America, nobody fucking reads newspapers.
Well, that's
so it was a sight for me.
I guess it depends on who you're around because I'm in America.
Like
and
when
we read
in America,
newspapers.
when have you seen people reading newspapers?
All the time. I'm in America every day, and I see it all the time. There's always a newspaper at the restaurant that we have, or there's always a newspaper. Someone's always reading a newspaper.
Like you're on a train in America.
We still have a newspaper machine at our restaurant here.
Nobody reads a newspaper, bro.
Oh, I never told anybody about that.
Seriously, like next time you get on a train, look at it. Look at the people and analyze what they're doing.
I haven't been on a train in quite a while.
Stuck on their fucking phone.
Yeah,
which is fine if you're reading some shit.
That's very funny. I know. There was I was driving by a football field or a baseball field, Diamond. I can't remember what game. It was both, conversion field. I didn't see what was going on or who was playing or whatever the game was, but I did see people standing on the outside of that fence, and every single person was looking at their phone. So I took a picture of them. I said, "Hey." Yeah, I said, "Hey, fuckers," and they all looked up, and I snapped a picture of them all. Like, yeah,
it's like, fuck,
get off the
you're
phone.
at a fucking game. Watch the fucking game, dude. So like, I was at a stadium the other day, right? And like, fucking, I had some really good ass seats, good ass seats. Like, pretty much like right there, like I see the action, right? And then, like, I was telling myself, stop looking at the screen and watch the people playing. And then my eyes would always go back to the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then inside, I was like, holy fuck. Dude, I'm sitting here in some really good ass seats.
Looking at this big ass TV out of habit. Yeah, yeah.
It's bullshit, dude. We've become bullshit. We have become bullshit. We've forgotten the fucking core essentials of life.
I gotta agree with you.
Instead, we find pleasure in fucking stupid shit.
Gotta agree with you on that.
So it's like, these flat earthers and shit, fuck it, dude. If they're happy being fucking flat earthers, fuck it, they're happy, dude. Like, I've totally, like, changed my entire way of thinking, dude. I'm like, if you're fucking happy that way, then be happy that way. Just don't fucking make your kids think that.
Well, don't be embarrassed when your kids say, no, you're doing the math wrong, Mom, Dad, whatever they call it.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not a flat earther at all.
Yeah, I know.
What a load of shit.
Are you about road? Are you about road?
Bacalao. My bacalao.
What's up, Rizla? It's flat.
I'm gonna let him talk, dude. I'm gonna let him talk. I'm gonna be silent for a bit. Hey, Mr. Wine Man, can you talk, please? So I don't have to talk.
Who, me? Talk?
No, Mr. Wine Man, dude.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
Came on talking for a minute. You're muted again, Rizla. My volume's 50%.
he's lying again. Oh, yeah, Rizla. What's up, Rizla?
There you go. Is my volume better or worse?
Fucking Rizla left.
Yeah, I'm not thinking he was serious about being here, though. So yeah, I wasn't even gonna have this hangout today. It was just that somebody in Nathan's chat was like, you know, are you gonna kick that hangout up and start that hangout and blah blah blah.
Dude, I'll be honest with you, man. I think that fucking the flat earthers and the fucking globe earthers. When I say globe earthers, I'm looking at a little group of globe earthers.
They're both shills, both sides.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, man. Because they keep you
they're
talking
all
about
on bullshit, dude.
Yeah,
It's
they keep you
all
talking about that shit.
fucking shit.
That's alright, man. I got the same idea about it.
And you know what's so funny, dude?
What's that?
Like, the Globers are as deluded in their head as the flat earthers are.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for damn sure.
And they do this shit day in and day out. The same way that flat earthers do.
Yeah, you're
They're
right.
addicted.
I pointed that out, you know, to that group there that usually is in this panel after the hangout. Why are you talking about flat Earth when the flat earthers aren't even in here? Can't you be, you know, wouldn't you rather share other information? Or it's not about that for them, though. Yeah, it's not about that for them. And it could be.
It's interesting, man. You know what it is?
It's the easy argument, the easy win. You know, they see a flat earther,
No,
they feel like,
I mean,
okay,
what
this
it
should be easy.
is this, right? People want, like, okay, so if you look back at dogs and how dogs act, they want a pack, right?
Okay,
Every dog wants to belong to a pack, just as we do. And monkeys work the same way.
Affirmation,
and so,
right? They like affirmation.
Yeah, we want to be part of a group.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple psychology. We want to be part of a group. And it's like you can either be part of this group or that group.
Yeah.
Which
group is easier to be a part of? The one with the faith-based knowledge, or the one with the empirical? You know, you have to think and count and actually do real science, which is much more difficult to do.
The way I see it is like the people that are not globers are not flat earthers but still want to be part of this group.
Okay.
Are essentially wanting to be part of a group. They have the same problem that the flat earthers have.
Exactly. It becomes a fanaticism away in their heads.
They want to be part of something. So they've already discounted flat Earth, and so now they found their own little group, and you know, whatever. It's funny, but it's sad too, man. It's sad.
Yep. It's not even funny, actually. It's peculiar.
No, you're right.
Peculiar.
It used to be funny.
Yeah.
It used to be funny when we started.
Like, until you found out there were some serious ones. Like, oh, you guys ain't kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And they're so, like, into it. It's like, dude, chill, bro. This is just fucking fun. But in their head, it's, like, so fucking... I don't know. I know what you're saying too.
So I'm gonna read some of the comments here in the side. I'm gonna start from the bottom, even though it's probably not the best thing to do to figure out what's going on. But Crystal says, "Right on, delete. It's a waste of time." So we'll go up and see, what did delete say? Obsessed with talking shit to flat earthers to stroke their little egos, but can't talk about real shit. That's right, man. That's right. Totally agree with you, man.
What?
They're
Why
both
don't you go to
faith-based, Grim.
Discord?
That's the issue. Yeah, that's what Face is saying. That's a good point. I don't know if you said that before I did, but yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Because I've argued with both sides about different things with very simple proofs I had right there to show them. And since it wasn't common knowledge, the argument ensued in a way that became, it was like, nuh-uh, nuh-uh, to every single scientific paper I show.
Grim, I'll be honest with you, Grim. So, like, I know, I have analyzed you, right? And I hate the fact that I do that type of shit, but I have, right? And what I think is this. If you want me to stop talking right now, I will.
No, go ahead, man.
You're basically one of those people that you're not a flat earther, but you're very close to being one. Like when you heard flat earth, it took you in.
Nope.
And you almost got into it.
What are you basing this on?
No,
I just asking. What are you trying to base this on? Like, what are you saying this?
I'm basing this just on understanding of you.
You don't have one, because I never even thought for a second that the Earth was flat.
What made you actually really get into this whole flat Earth thing?
I understand the equinox. Like, the first time I heard the flat Earth, I thought, oh, let me go see that model. I looked at it and said, oh no, they can't do this. The observations falsify this immediately.
Why are you into flat Earth then?
I'm not into flat Earth. I'm a plasma cosmologist. The Earth is round. NASA does have rockets and they go into space.
Yeah, and that's great. But
yeah.
What got you into this?
YouTube. Here.
Area.
The reason why I seem to be around the flat earthers is because they think they are the truth community. So they showed up in my community, taking over the truth community. And you know, I'm not really part of the truth community anyway, because you know, there's so many knuckleheads that do not do any real research, and then they just claim to something they agree with, and so you've got some of the things that I do research on, they claim to those, even though they don't have real reasons why they agree with that, and I don't think that's not a good. With friends like that, who needs enemies, as far as I'm concerned, because they don't understand the arguments. So they make us all look stupid when they get defeated in debates that they don't understand what's going on in the debates.
Like Grumpus.
Yeah, people like that. You know, and so, you know, when I talk about the polio vaccine or something, I like to go straight to...
I would expand it out to Lodi. Lodi acts like that.
Well, I don't want to get personal, because I don't think that any of those guys actually care about that shit for real. They know these guys are dishonest, so they just fucking troll them now. They're not trying. It'd be dumb of them to keep trying for real. I understand their positions, you know. So I mean, I don't want to talk about them like that, but I will say what the forward notes, what I'm talking about, you know, as far as what I can perceive on the whole, generically, or what do you call it, generally, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I am too, right? Like I told these guys, I was like, fuck it, guys, just fucking tell them that you believe the Earth is flat, because it'd be funny to see what the fuck they will do.
Yeah, yeah. So when we got these flat earthers and these ballers both sticking to these points and shutting down, you can see how they work together on it. It seems like in unison to keep all the other discords from happening, or discussions. You know, as far as like the vaccine issue. Like I was gonna say, the polio. When you start telling people, you know, about vaccines, they go, "Oh, well, polio was eradicated by vaccines."
Dude, I think you're tripping, dude.
And they say,
when you talk about that type of
shit,
shit,
can you not interrupt me just for the sake of politeness for a second?
Yeah, please.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So when you tell somebody that and they say, "Oh, well, you know, what about polio was eradicated by a vaccine?" and you say, "Well, guess what? Did you know that they actually just changed the definition in 1955 for what would be polio, and that in of itself is what eradicated 95% of all the death rates, polio, all the polio." It's like, no, I didn't know that. But you don't ever hear them say, "Can you show me where that happened?" No, they just feel like you're wrong and speak on it as if they know as an authority that you're wrong. And there's the problem. Ego. Boom. Just because they didn't know something, then how could you possibly know it? It's like, well, that's a bit of narcissism that I don't think you were ready to self-reflect on. You know, I can know something that you don't know. It's very possible and probable in my case, since I always look for things that people don't know. It's kind of like my thing to do.
I don't know a lot of stuff, man. I'm stupid.
Well,
right? I don't know.
Even stupid people can know a lot of stuff. That's not a matter of intelligence. Honestly,
you know what's funny though, right?
Like
one day I was coming back from where the fuck did I go? I was coming back from somewhere, right? And it was one of those flights where you have to get on a bus to get to the next flight. Have you ever been on those? Usually
no.
Like you get off a flight, you get on a bus, and the bus takes you to the next plane.
Oh, right? You're just talking about in a big airport? Yeah, transit in an airport. Yeah, they've got trains and shit like that.
This is the whole fucking time about Ebola going on and shit. Some dude sits next to me, right? And his fucking bag says Africa on it. Like, motherfucker, you sat next to me?
Yeah, Ebola.
Really?
That Ebola scare, though, that's bullshit. The only thing that can give you Ebola bullshit is the vaccine for Ebola. or the formaldehyde poisoning that those people were going through in the first place. A lot of people don't know about this shit.
What's funny as shit, dude?
Same symptoms. Formaldehyde poisoning.
Oh my god.
They arrested a man that was putting formaldehyde in the wells in Sierra Leone.
There's a guy in England.
Can you hear me?
And he made... Yeah, what's up?
They arrested a man in Sierra Leone for putting packets of dried powdered formaldehyde in the wells out there. And formaldehyde poisoning, the same symptoms as this Ebola. The lesions, the bleeding old stomach, the orifices, eyes bleeding, all this kind of shit. Lesions, same thing. I'm just saying, man, they're just running around poisoning people, calling it these diseases and shit, and then pushing vaccines. The vaccines, they don't protect you from anything. We didn't get a
vaccine in America. No, but we didn't get that.
Yeah, I'd stay away from that shit.
We didn't get an Ebola vaccine.
No. The rationale for that. What they're doing is it's the rationale. You know, if they can scare you about a disease, they can sell you a different vaccine for a different disease even easier.
I want to show you a fucking comedy act. Right?
No, don't play anything. Don't play anything on here, dude. I'll have to hide you from the broadcast. Do not play anything on my Hangout because of copyright issues, please. Can you hear me?
Are you broadcasting this?
Yes.
Alright, dude, then I'm done.
I said that. Oh, yeah, you came in late. I said that to everybody when they were already in here.
Alright, good night, bro.
Beginning. It's broadcasted live the whole time. See how people are? They're shy. Oh, good. Big rip. Let's put on the video capture device, see how that works. Maybe plug it in this time. Here we go. Oh, okay. Because Hangouts is on, it won't give me this. Oh well. Try one more time. Remove. There we go. All right. Hey, everybody. Okay, wondering if any flat earthers in the audience would love to come on in and have a debate about the shape of the earth. Or any anti-vaxxers like to come in and have a debate about the vaccine issue. Any proponents of GMO biotech firms want to come in and debate me on the safety of glyphosate. Any standard astrophysicist would like to come in and debate me on plasma cosmology. Those are the topics, basically. Or we can talk about cannabis, medicinal uses, and treatments for cancer, alternative treatments to chemotherapy. We could talk about that kind of stuff. And of course, there's always, I already said it, the vaccine issue, which isn't even really my strong suit. So, I mean, come on in and get me. Right? It's just my hangout. I love it. Let's do it. Let me take a look up here. Anybody? Oh, I'd actually have to open the hangout again. But nobody's in there. I'll just keep my eye on it and I'll join if I see the light turn on. Somebody join it. Or if you just want to come and say hello and maybe do a weed share, show us what you grow, you know, that kind of thing, that's always welcome as well. Show me what you grow. Show what you grow. It's a grow show. A growing show. Like a show and tell. Like a grow and smell. Vaccine supreme, stay clean, triple beam, miracle dream. Big Papa. Hey, Biggie. Biggie Mars. I almost felt like, I love it when you call me Big Papa. Vaccine supreme, stay clean, triple beam. Pretty funny. Come on over here, P. Mars, and say hello to your boy, man. I ain't talked to you in quite a while. 3 days. 3 days is like, on internet time, 3 days is like 7 years. For a dog. Flat Earth math. I thought you'd like that. Whatever. It's like that movie Inception, right? And it's a time dilation from dream within a dream within a dream. Ooh. 5 minutes of our time in the first layer of dream was an hour. But then the second layer of dream, it's like a month. And then the third layer of dream, it's friggin' a year or something, right? Pretty cool. 5 minutes and live a whole year. Somebody was talking to me about that yesterday. Like, man, I would do that like a motherfucker. I'd go in for 5 minutes and live a whole nother life. And you know what? You'd get a lot of practice in, right? You'd get a lot of practice in at being good at stuff. Wouldn't you? I mean, shit. You could go in at 7 years old, come out, and be the smartest, wisest, most boring 7-year-old ever. Because, you know, all adults are boring, right? You're going to already be an adult. That would suck for a 7-year-old. And then he's in this, you know. That's funny. I see. There'd be a lot of conflicts of issue there against humanity, a thing like that. But then again, what's humanity, right? Right. Are we saying humanity is something that we're established and we have to maintain this whole thing with no evolution of behaviors? Or is humanity all about evolution of behaviors too? Organically, and you know, the projects, the agendas, the social agendas that these secret societies implement to keep us thinking in terms of, you know, peak oil or, you know, messiahs and things like that. So we're always in a state of eternal adolescence and bewilderment about everything, not understanding, you know, our best scientists are on this and they just can't figure it out. You know, it blows your mind. Why not? I thought you had your best ones on it. Yeah. Well, plasma cosmology. Let me take a look again over here and see if anybody's joined. Nope, nobody's joined. Well, it's obvious. They don't want to credit me with anything. These flat earthers, they play a special social game. They don't show up. If they show up to argue you, they understand that that will build your viewers count. So they don't want to do that, right? They'll only go to their own shows so that you'll go argue them over there. Right? So afford me the courtesy I afford you and appear on my channel to have a discussion with me, as I have done many times, to afford you the credit of my pleasure of my company on your channel so that people can see the argument. They never do it though, because it's a special social game. It's not about the truth with these clowns. It's about social behaviors, how to make the biggest clan. It's like a video game. If you go around and you just stick to your principles, you're gonna fucking piss people off all over the place, and you're not gonna make as many friendsies. And when I say you, I mean me. Just so you know, I'm literally projecting right now. That's exactly a projection, because that's my case. You know, and I don't do the social game, like, obviously, and everybody knows it. You know, well, I'm not good at the social game. I might do it a little bit, but I'm not good at it. I'm like, fuck off. I don't know who Juranism even is. I mean, I know he's a flat earther, but never watched a full Juranism Juranism video. So if I'm copying Juranism, then I don't know how the fuck I could be doing it. Because I don't know how he is. How about that? That's YouTube. But don't eject him, guys. Let him keep running his mouth. Because I'd like to get him on the panel. Got a couple questions. I got one word I want to ask you. Equinox. I'll even give you a clown nose you can wear. Sound effects. I don't want to break out the Google Hangout box and do the sound effects for you. Clown nose goes here. Juranism. That's how you say it. Thank you. That the enunciation spelling. Thank you. I understood. Precession of the equinox is a hoax. Precession of the equinoxes is a hoax. This isn't the argument. The argument that see, that's how I know that they don't understand what the heck is going on at all. The proof, unless you're trying to say another point. But Jason, I'll assume you're a flat earther. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Let me. Okay, not flat, concave. Okay, same thing, flat earther. Okay, well, quick explanation for that. The sun can't come from the east for everybody on a flat or concave plane. Model, whatever you want to call it. Plane or model. So it's like, you're still the frisbee. When I say a frisbee, a flat earther is like a frisbee earther, you're still the frisbee as a concave earther. You just flipped it upside down. Now you're the other side of the frisbee. Still doesn't work. Blah, 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 blah. Sun comes from due east for everybody on the planet. That's not even possible on a flat or concave earth. There's the argument you guys got to wrap your head around. So one word debunks flat earth. Equinox. And I don't mean it to be antagonistic. I'm just saying I'm lazy. So you give the laziest man the hardest job and he'll find the easiest way to do it. You all right? Equinox. Done. It's not to be antagonistic. Even though I've used that as an antagonistic response before, because that must be antagonistic. I only assume it is because if you can't answer the question, and every time I say the word, it pisses you off, and you have to call me names and stuff like that, I don't have to call you names back. All I have to say is the word again, equinox. And it's just as antagonistic as all the swear words they're calling me, you know? And so, therefore, I'm banned. Okay. Here, imagine this. There's a guy with a truth channel, and he's all about getting the truth out there, except for if you disagree with him, he erases your comments and bans you. Welcome to Nathan Oakley. He's been Nathan Oakley. Every time somebody bans you or does something like, you know, hides half of the argument or talks over you while you're talking, just say, he's been Nathan Oakley. Don't Nathan Oakley me, dude. Or when somebody says something really stupid like, the shadow of the moon passes through the brilliance of the sun to project the image of the moon onto the front of the sun, because in a solar eclipse, it's really the moon goes behind the sun. Then you just say, don't Riley me. Because that's Riley's argument. He thinks a shadow is a thing with physical attributes instead of being the lack of something. He thinks it's a thing, like a physical thing. You can like shadow fight or something. Bonk, bonk, shadows into each other. You know what I mean? Or, what's that other knucklehead's name? He was saying that the light from the moon is colder than the areas that there are no moonlight Except for he didn't think that, okay, places that don't have moonlight are covered by something, and places that do have moonlight are not covered by something. When you cover something, the radiative heat is trapped. Do you even in high school, bro? Flat earthers? Do you even freaking middle school, bro? I mean, come on, man. Radiant heat escape. Did you know that's a thing? Have you ever left your one hot dog out in the open while the other hot dog was left in the aluminum foil, and then came and found that the hot dog left in the open was cold, but the one in the aluminum foil was still warm? But they were both out in the moonlight, so the hot dog in the moonlight got colder because of the moonlight. It had nothing to do with the foil, hey, flat nugget. You see what I mean? And when you're working with people like that, it's like, if they can't win in an argument, the next thing they'll want to say to you is, they'll connect it to their religion. I don't even want to say what they'll say out loud. They just connect it to their religion. I mean, how do you defeat that? You don't. Now you got to try and defeat a religion. Now it's in a whole nother category. We took science and we threw it right in there with religion, as if they were one and the same. Even though they are in a way, but allegorically, not literally. All the literal shit in there isn't what happened. It's allegorical for actual cosmologies and sciences and different things. But how could you ever understand that if you can't make the correlation because of your lack of experience with science and physics and things like that? You can't make those correlations anyway. So the dummy's not going to be able to ever make those correlations. He can read the same book as you and never know what you meant, what any of it meant. He'll think it meant that there was an actual guy walking physically on water. He'll think a guy named John the Baptist was actually killed, thrown in prison, beheaded, and resurrected. They won't ever be able to see it as Aquarius. You know, they won't ever be able to see the celestial sphere in Galilee as the word the circuit. They can't make those correlations at all because of, obviously, they're not doing any real physics. So 4 corners of the earth or the circle of the earth. Make up my mind, flat religiotards. Which one? Because you're not going to get 4 corners and the circle of the earth and tell me that they both mean the same thing. Sorry. You're going to have to concede one point or another. And we tell you that the 4 corners are the 4 cardinal directions, not the 4 corners. And the circle is when you're just looking at it, it's a circle there. You can say sphere of the earth. Who even knows that that was even the proper translation for that in the first place? Right? And who gives a shit? Because you're acting like the book was written by God. You can't argue about what color Jesus' panties are until you figure out if the motherfucker ever existed. Don't get me in one of those arguments like, oh, well, did he have braids or was his beard straight? Well, who the fuck did he even exist? Hello? Let's go back to that. Same with that Anthony Riley, Nathan Oakley argument that they've been talking about for what, a month and a half, 2 months now? The Isle of Man. No data. Give me some environmental data. What was the temperature where you were at? What was the temperature at the location? And a couple of spots in between, since it's such a grandiose distance. What's the air pressure? What's the humidity? On all those points in between. We need data points to make proper, observations. We can't just start measuring things. That's inappropriate. It's irresponsible. So, I mean, a month and a half of not measuring anything and not knowing anything and just yapping and taking grandiose positions and acting like you're doing something. Good show, buddy. Good show. You did it. You got a bunch of people to waste a lot of shitload of time and never figure out that you're fucking just blowing smoke up their ass, dude, for clickbait YouTube hits. What's wrong with you, man? You don't see no monetizing shit on my channel. You don't see me begging for fucking money. I'm not out here for that bullshit. There's a lot of people like me that are out here just being people, just talking with the world, seeing this shit, observing this crap, you know, engaging in it a little bit here and there. Fun though. So, anybody has non-bad claws? Yeah, I forgot. Soundly banned me. He's scared too. What's Soundly scared of? Can you turn off your Hangout notifications, Sound? Been wanting to tell you that for a number of shows now. Oh, yeah, I've got 30 of them. Every time I close one, it pops back up. Four of them. That should do it for now, in case a different one pops up. Oh yeah. Well, it doesn't look like anybody's. I don't know who his El Presidente is. Wheat chair. Well, I ramble. I really don't know. How many hangouts am I on? Yeah, so. Oh man, I didn't even mute, did I? Just took a leak right on you guys. Oops, popping out. Why do they keep creating new strains of the flu? Well, the flu itself creates new strains of the flu. If, you know, what they're saying is how it works. Each time the flu moves to another person, it's mutated into another strain. It's using your DNA, so it's already a mutation of yourself. Like, your own DNA is what these viruses end up being. And I think it's going to come out that these things are actually created through chemical bombardments in cocktails. And it's the morphology of your own tissue. See, virologists will tell you the virus looks like it's mimicking human tissue, but it's not mimicking human tissue. It's human tissue morphing into what they're calling a virus. And it was discovered a long time ago by Antoine Beauchamp or Boucher as pleomorphism. And that little thing they're calling a virus is really life breaking itself down through the pleomorphism, its fermentation process, to the somatid, or he called it the Protos microzymosemitis. It was that Gall Gushoff dude or whatever that later coined them as somatids and stuff like that. But still, nevertheless, there's a clear mechanism for pleomorphism demonstrated in many videos. I've got them on my playlist here, showing you directly how sterile blood actually morphs in secretes enzymes that break down the DNA, and then turns bacterium into yeast into a fungus, and then a fungus into a mold. And it's the same thing that turns. It just morphs. And you've got from bacterium that are healthy, and there's like, 100 stages or so, 60 something, 160 something stages or whatever, I can't remember, but there's a lot of different stages that go through all the different types of morphologies, all the way into, most of them are parasitic and harmful, like, not good for you. So improper pH would, allow the, morphology to create the disease, which would later present the germs. So the germs aren't the cause of disease in this theory, no more than flies are the cause of garbage, or firemen are the cause of a burning building. You see the firemen standing around it, you think, oh, well then, they must have started it. Then why think that about the germs? Especially when we can start with, what do you call it? A sterile environment. I like talking about that pleomorphism. There's a lot of great information about that. If you guys are familiar with it, just look it up. Anton Beauchamp, the germ theory of disease causation versus, Anton Beauchamp or Beauchamp. I'm saying Beauchamp so you'll know how to spell it, but of course it's not pronounced that way. Just so you know, it's not that I don't know. It's not pronounced that way. French. It's French. French toast. P Mars, come over here and tell me about it, P. The hangout link is right there. I'll join it too. I'm not even in it, so I'll join it so you can tell me about it, because I didn't see that either. Oh, there's a problem. Can't connect. I'll just start a different hangout. Don't we have a hangout, P Mars? Just being you, dude. Just join that one. If you can find yours before me, dude, do it. Just do it. Just pick a fucking hangout, any hangout that we're in. I'll stream it straight through. We were in that one. Thought we had a fucking private hangout, P. I guess not, huh? Guess I don't like you like that? Yeah, I thought I did. I thought I liked you like that. I don't know. You know what? I might have closed it. I closed out a lot of them. Like, I was just clicking down and hitting delete, clicking up, click, delete, delete, delete. Yo, P. I call you, P. I call you now. cracker.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, you might not be able to hear me
Okay.
though.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Cool, man. Tell me about what happened on Dreads. I didn't hear anything about it except for what you said.
I don't know. I just saw he was streaming. He had the Hangout link in the chat, and I guess the Black conscious community is going after Dread and Bro Sanchez. I saw they had a hangout with a guy named Vortex Media, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
And then he had this Mason that was arguing Bro Sanchez, wearing like this Mason hat, and like he was destroying Bro Sanchez. Like the Mason, I guess the Masons are like they debate, don't they? Like they're into that.
I
stuff.
don't even know.
I don't know. He seemed like
into. I've never seen that. I would have liked to have tried to snag a piece of that stream.
It seemed like this Mason was into debating or whatever. He seemed pretty knowledgeable, so he was wrecking Bro Sanchez, and this guy named Q Butter, who is an astrophysicist, comes on the panel, and he's got like his college textbooks, and he's like he knows all these scientific terms and things of like why water sticks to the earth, questions like that. Like this guy can answer all these like scientific crap. I don't know. So it's just like, man, they got murked so hard, and
man.
It's because this Q Butter, this astrophysicist guy, trying to educate these flat earthers. He was saying some cool shit. Like what this guy does is he actually goes into the hood and teaches kids math, and he's like trying to empower communities, right, with knowledge and education. And like meanwhile, you got Bro Sanchez and Dread here trying to like de-educate people, like literally trying to make people ignorant. So
Yeah,
just funny.
de-educating them. That's exactly the right term.
I don't know. Everything you've learned is a lie. Well, maybe we shouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You're a troll. Shit.
Exactly.
So yeah, anyways, he was doing a hangout there about the Black conscious community or whatever, and he's talking about debating. So I'm like, you want to debate? I went on there, and I don't know, man. I'm just like, dude. First of all, if I were to try and like prove the flat Earth to someone on the street, Dread, like, what would I tell them? I have no. Throughout the history of the alternative media movement since like JFK,
the Chronic,
you've had like people saying crazy shit, and like what we've found is like, especially like in the '90s, the people that would say the most craziest loony crap would get like tons of radio views, you know. And so you had all these people like talking about aliens and Hollow Earth, Nibiru, like just Zachariah Sitchin was a plant making up stuff about. He just made up translations.
Who wants to know and find out who are the biggest retards in the
so
YouTube
it's like
community?
they just it's
And
like the CIA or whatever, whoever runs these operations in the Truth Movement, trying to like fit us into another demographic because they're like, oh, these people are waking up. Let's create a bunch of honeypots or honeycombs.
No,
or, I don't know if that's the right word. Honeypot.
Really, yeah, that makes really good sense.
Yeah.
As far as like controlled opposition holes, you know, we want to make sure. Yeah. So that's what I was noticing about these flat Earth, globe Earth arguments, that they were avoiding all other topics. They were acting like the flat earthers. They'll be like, oh, we talk about, you know, oh, I'll be talking about vaccines and all this kind of stuff too. I was like, okay, what's your argument against vaccines? Well, I'd be telling people they bad, and that's so you're making me look like an idiot then, because you don't have an argument against vaccines, but you'd be like, I hate vaccines. That just makes us look stupid. I don't need you arguing for us, you know. Thanks anyway. You're making us look bad.
Yeah.
They do that shit on purpose, man. And they infiltrate the whole thing like that. So we really have a lot of information about these vaccines and stuff. And we really have a lot of information about all this other stuff that we talk about. As far as like, when I say we, I mean like 5 of us that I know personally that talk about the specific stuff. You know,
like one of the earliest like truth or psyops would have been like the whole Holocaust deny thing, right? And they tied hating Jews and Holocaust denial into the Truth Movement, and now they use that word like denier, Like
Yeah.
when they use the word denier, it's like Pavlovian dog, and you think
It is
Holocaust
exactly
denier. So
You
now
know-
they just say denier, like, are you a climate change denier? Are you a
Yeah.
vaccine denier? And they can attach denier now to any subject. And they've done that through the truth movement.
Yeah. Well, that's a way to psychologically add connotation to the other half of a compound word. You know, Holocaust denier. Right? So that negative connotation comes with the word denier now on every issue. It's a loaded phrase and weaponized, I would say, right?
Yeah. All the topics we talk about, like, people are literally trained to just turn off because they associate you with, like, you hate the Jews, you think the earth is flat now, you know? And, like, I was on Facebook the other day, and one of my friends posted a picture of her baby bump, right? And so I leave a comment like, hey, you shouldn't vaccinate your baby. If you want evidence or information, contact me, and I'll let you know. I don't want to force things on you, but let me know, and I'll go research. I probably needed to do research. It would have given me a reason to research vaccines more, but I would have done it, you know? And I know I haven't done research vaccines in, like, years, but
you know where
I know I can find stuff. I know.
Even I go to Debbie now, Lost Horizon 52. I don't know if she's probably not watching right now, but you know, I like to shout out my friends even when they're not looking, you know, and I think that's a habit that more people should get involved in, because I notice
Shout
it
out
doesn't
to Shroomy.
What's up, Shroomy? I notice people just aren't doing that, and they're not like sharing any limelight, and that's weird. It's like there's enough people watching where everybody should be able to feel comfortable enough to throw out their opinion and know that at least somebody out there can resonate with something that you're saying, and not be like shunned for it or whatever. Like, I don't just because you believe in a flat earth, not you, but anybody, you've seen me, I don't just shit on them right away just because, right?
Yeah.
I shit on them later after I realize they're just being dishonest. You know,
like, I think it's okay to shit on the content providers that are scamming people.
Oh yeah.
Fuck those people. But just like the people in the chat, like, they're just lost. You can't be mad at them, you know?
No, that's a great point. And when you do that, I think what happens is people take personal offense to it because it's something that they felt they connected with, and then you just said, "Well, Eric Tobias full of shit." That means then they just connected with something that you think is full of shit, so you think they're full of shit. Ipso facto, they're full of shit, right? So it gets real tricky. Yeah.
Because they identify with the subject, or they identify with the person that's bringing them the subject. Exactly. And then so when you attack either or, it's like you're attacking them because they've identified.
And we all do that a little bit. At least I know I do it a little bit, right? I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Come on. And somebody starts saying some shit about fucking, Donald Scott's a fucking retard. You know, I'm like, fuck you. You know,
we're passionate about the truth, and we get frustrated because people are brainwashed pretty much. Like, speaking about brainwash, I was talking about the girl on Facebook. So all I did right was like, hey, vaccines are bad, don't vaccinate. I'll give you information if you need it or whatever.
Yeah.
And she went into like, it's my body, stop forcing your opinion on me, and like ended up blocking me. I was just because I started arguing with them. Like, what?
It's
I'm
really
just trying
opposite.
to do
the opposite's going on, right? Too bad you don't get to tell her. It's like, I'm not the one that's mandatorily making you not take vaccines. It's you that are making us mandatorily take them. And if you feel so adamant about it being your right to choose, then don't you also think it's my right to choose? For myself?
Weird. It's like she got mad. She got mad at me for just like telling her what I like. I wasn't a jerk about. I didn't.
No. It's a knee-jerk response. It's just like it's like a reflex, conditioned response now to.
I suppose it's because like she doesn't want to think like anything she's doing to her baby could be bad or harmful. So like she wants any negative thought out of her life, and she ended up blocking me, and it's just pathetic. Like that's basically what happens is like when you try and do the right thing and you try and like help other people, it's like they'll literally crucify you. Like they crucify their own savior or something. It's insane.
It's true, and that's why this statement. That's why that allegory is literally in those texts, because it's one of the
probably
truths.
brainwashing, right?
It's one of the truths of the the free thinker is always burdened with the sheep's point of view. So the free thinker is always more. I mean, you're more free in knowing things, but you're also in a position where you feel, all right, I have a couple decisions here I could make. One, know this stuff for myself and utilize it, and then be a nefarious bad person, or two, share this information and try to wake others up. And the good in you wants to share and try to wake up the others, right, about this information. And then so you're gonna put yourself through this persecution. It's all like this story of like, it's a person, a free thinker, does this. You know what I mean? And allegorically or metaphorically, these Christ minds or these Jesus's people, it's everybody out here that can free think and whatever in the story, other than the cosmology and that stuff. But I'm talking about in the.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. How like when we start to awaken up, you can correlate. You can try and empower other people and help them, or you could pretty much join the Illuminati, I guess.
Right.
Or you could use what you know to manipulate and use other people too.
Right.
Do that.
Like I could have easily made a different account on YouTube and sold flat Earth T-shirts out of that thing.
That's basically what IPS does.
I know, but I mean,
Yeah,
I literally, being a baller, could have just done that. If I really like, oh,
but that's what IPS is, a baller. Like IPS doesn't think the Earth is flat. IPS is just like, he's aware of like some truth and how to like screw the masses, and that's basically what IPS was doing.
Oh,
he was taking his knowledge of like.
I thought they were just all flat earthers. Fuck off.
No, some flat earthers recently exposed him. I guess he's been on the internet for a long time. He used to troll Anonymous and defend Scientology. He was defending Scientology. And then he was selling Anonymous T-shirts. So what he does is like, he knew Anonymous was like big on the internet, so he made Anonymous T-shirts. And then what he saw Flat Earth as just another market to
like a fucking ambulance chaser.
Yeah,
basically just looking for the next fucking fad to ride a wave on.
Absolute scum. That guy, what a scum. That guy is troll scum. That's a troll. IPS. People that like people that just have a sense of humor are not and like to play devil's advocate. They're not necessarily trolls, but IPS is a fucking lives under a bridge, ugly person.
Yeah, I think we have actually just engagers, people who engage, and sometimes they'll engage in a little silliness, but I don't think they're actual trolls.
I know, like that troll word gets thrown around a lot, but like
man,
it is very appropriate for IPS.
It's a good way to make dumb people think that, there's no reason for them for the panel to address the commenters' questions because they're just trolls.
It's a way to silence dissent in a free speech zone.
It's like totally. It's what they use. It's what the Nazis used. It's the same.
Yeah.
I always want to take it back there because it's the most thought of thing for people to be able to relate this type of behavior to. Burning the books, hiding a side of the argument. Fucking hello. Answer to your Fuhrer. Delete the elite. That's a good one from our buddy Delete, right? That Fuhrer thing when it was like, it's flat. It's on his channel. Yeah. I wonder if I could find that. Of course I could find it.
Yeah. We use the same propaganda techniques as Nazi Germany, pretty much. Except for like it's way more advanced now. Like if Hitler had Twitter, he'd have a shitload of followers. They made a joke about that actually on Supernatural, where like Hitler got reincarnated.
You ready for it?
He's like, imagine what I could do with Twitter.
Oh, you might have to watch it on the Watch channel.
Oh,
unless let me see something. Maybe
Flat Earth Third Reich. I can just watch it on the Watch panel.
No, I got you right here. What do you see?
I see it.
Okay, cool.
But I can't hear it unless you share your audio. I can just watch it on the. I'll listen on the.
So either way you want to do it.
This is like a platform for people all across the globe Earth to quite literally get together to be mentally ill together.
From what I understand, it comes out to the sun being almost about a 40-mile diameter at, I think, 3,000 miles away.
Ist nicht in der Bunkeranlage.
Was soll das heißen? Sie können Fegelein nicht finden. Dann suchen Sie ihn! Ich will Fegelein sehen! Sofort! Wenn er sich ohne Befehl entfernt hat, ist das Fahnenflucht! Verrat! Bringen Sie mir Fegelein! 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 Fegelein!
That's awesome. I like what Tim says at the beginning there. This is a platform for people to be mentally ill together. I had a flat earther PM me a couple days ago and said, flat earth is just like a therapy session for me. And yeah, I can totally understand and see that. And I feel like everyone on YouTube has some sort of mental illness. I know I do. So and it is kind of nice therapy. I do kind of like to come on a hangout and I guess yell at someone. I don't know. Is that therapeutic? Release some anger. Flat Earth is a good place to do that.
I love that this playlist that Delete gave me to play over here.
Yeah, Fanny's got the best like Nazi one with Poncho Pete as Hitler. That one's so good.
You gotta show me.
Fucking fishes. Well, anyways, I think I'm gonna hit the gym, man. It was nice chatting with you, though. Talk to you later.
Two more. Take care. Pima, everybody. Big round of applause for Pima. Yeah. I'm procrastinating too. Yeah, it is funny. I laugh at both sides too. I do now, because it's like I even laugh at myself. Like, damn, I can't believe I seriously thought I was, getting there to somebody, like helping him or something, and they're not trying to be honest at all in the first place. Damn it. So, make a long story short, everybody have a great morning or afternoon or evening, whatever time it is for you, or whatever part of the world you're in, and just make it great. Just make it great again. My volume is quiet, dang it. I should have had my microphone closer. I was presenting and forgot that I'd put my microphone way across the room there. Must be better. Oh, must be clear. Clear as a bell. Let's see, I'm a thirsty guy, so let's see if let me think here. If anybody would like to join this call, I'll go ahead and done. I'll just throw it in the chat down there if anybody wants to join. There's that link. I'm going to put the new link in the description box. It's the wrong Hangout link. There's the new one. Back to view page, watch page. Alright. So we talked a little bit about abiotic oil, I think. Was that today or on my channel, or did I do that with somebody else somewhere else? I think so. A little bit about the abiotic oil situation. You know, the Rosetta mission where they landed on Comet 67P. Still blows my mind, man. How did they land it down? But yeah. Oh, too loud to talk. It's okay. I'll do all the talking. Just kidding. Let me grab a drink. I'll be right back. PMOS left the call. There we go. Oh, if Amy's watching, don't worry about what that was. You might want to stop and grab some of these on your way back. Because they're gone. Baby. Good one. you gotta respect that shit. Say hi to my chat, friends. What's going on? I'm going to be in trouble. In the beginning, there was coffee, and the Lord said it was good. And on the second day came the cannabis. And the Lord also said it was good. It was great, actually. He said, shit. Actually, if you want me to quote him, he was like, damn. Look what I did. Y'all better make this anointment oil out of this shit. We'll use 6 ounces of the cannabism. The cannabism. It's right there in the ingredients, knuckleheads. That's cannabis oil. Healing people. Woo! Yeah, just soak it in cider. Apple cider. But I like the way you think. You pervert. Okay, Tigers, how you doing? My old friend David, he says, an amateur astronomer for 30 years, can watch the southern pole star all night, while the rest of the stars on Earth continue to move over and out of sight. He says, this proves the E. This proves that the Earth is a sphere. How's that work, Grim? What work? What work, man? You can hardly call this work, can you? You know, watching my plants grow and shit. Well, I might have to go water them here in a while. I live like a small. I live within my means, you know. So I work for free time more than, you know, my mortgages and shit. You know what I mean? Give the laziest man the hardest job, and he'll find the easiest way to do it. And my grandpa would be like, "Now take this shovel and go out there." And I'd be like, "What do you mean, take the shovel? Give me that pitcher of Kool-Aid and go get me 4 shovels. I'll get this done quick." And I go out there and be like, "Hey guys, you want some Kool-Aid? Grab a shovel." And have my friends do it. Get it done fast. Grandpa's like, "Damn, that's a smart little bastard." No Kool-Aid for me though. Shit, I was like, oh damn. What work? Oh, how does that work? Oh, how does it prove that the Earth is a sphere? Oh, right. Because they come back, those stars, in their rotation. And it's an opposite rotation as the northern celestial spiraling, which could only happen on a sphere. Or from 2 sides of a thing, you know. You can't literally be on the same surface of a thing unless the surface is spherical. You know, the top. When you say the top of the planet, it's the surface. Anywhere on the planet is the top. But that's not the point. The point is because of the here. Just do it for you. Alright, so not sure exactly where he is, but I'm imagining that you know, from his location on the globe. Look, I have a globe. Alright. So let's see. Alright. Okay, check it out. So, obviously the South Pole is going to be down this way, right? So let's just, for the sake of being able to see better, switch this as north and south for a minute. There's this, shit, it's really going to have to get farther away. There's no way to really. Okay, so let's just say this is pretty much directly, you know, that polar star that they're looking at. And you got the other things going around. Now, from his location, he's able to view this, but he's not able to see the complete circle because at this point, right, he's blocked. Probably probably like, you know, depending on his location, up, you know, latitude here, depending on this, would be, you know, the percentage of hidden, you know, circular stars. You see what I'm saying? At one point, but he'd still be able to see, you know, the southern celestial pole in one place. That's how that works on the globe. So from his perspective, even though he can see the pole, because it's way out here, it's going to be a lot easier for him to see than you think, too. You know, but he can see that, but he can't see all this. He can see the stars above and around on this side until the planet turns, and then those stars become the back of these stars, and then you can't see this over here until it comes back around basically the next day and you can see them again from the same location at the same fixed point until they once again disappear just like they did the first time. So that's how that happens. It's not even, you know, it's not pretty cool one. Easy one to demonstrate. There we go. See, like, yes, Larry. I would imagine he could. You could see them all, actually, just at one point or another, you know, and that all at the same time. And of course, in the daylight, there's going to be an issue. Was my audio bad? What happened? Yeah, but guys, really, shoot, I didn't even really, you know, nobody's coming to the hangout, eh? Description box, hangout link. I hate talking about myself. Something else. It's so weird. It's like this mic. It's time for me to get a new mic, I think. Yeah, because everything's up. This mic should be just picking things up from across the block. It used to. What about now? It's still acting like it doesn't know. Still acting like you don't know. Doesn't look like it. Alright, well. Here we go. Yeah, I run out of energy when I don't have anything to talk about with anybody else. Hi, Debbie. Debbie's been posting a lot of interesting stuff on her G Plus lately. If you guys are interested in interesting stuff, she's usually on the ball with a lot of that good info. Okay. Hey, lots of stuff. Come talk to me about it, Deb. It's been a while. Throw that, push that button right there, that link in the description box. Better yet, I'll just automatically add you and see how you like it. See how you like it. That's a little easier if it even... There's both. You're added to the call and... I don't even know if that's how that would work. Oh my god! Oh my god! Can you hear me? Hey, what's up, Delete?
Hey, what's up, Delete?
What?
Man. How are you doing, man?
Is that me? Hold on, I might have too many things happening.
Is that me? Hold on, I might have too many things happening. I don't have, I should put on some headphones, man. Hold on.
Oh good, it's not me. Alright. Maybe. Yeah, Debbie, that'd be cool. Delete's in here. Just hit that. You should be added. That other call, I don't know what I'm doing there, so. Yeah, just join the one down there. Oh, never mind that thing I sent you in G+, I guess. My voice is lousy this morning, she says. I have to get you fixed up. Yeah, that link is gone. The one in the description box is the new one. The new description box. If you've had this Windows open for a while, then refresh your page, because I dropped acid. No, just kidding. Delete. I don't hear you yet. In case you've. Oh, maybe you're still. If you're, you know what I'm saying. Die. Yeah, now. I just probably turned my volume down every time I blow in it or something. It turns itself down. Debbie, it's good to have you.
Hey, Graham. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Loud and clear. You got a good mic going on now.
Okay, good.
I wish my mic was that good. I'm going to have to go and get a new one. Or figure out how to turn the one on my camera back on.
Well, you know your mic is good when it's like either like when you're close or when you got it set up right. But I think what happens is sometimes when you're doing these other, like that OBS streaming, somehow you get shut off or it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's you might yeah, it's probably right. Somehow it's in that.
Oh, I see Delete's in here. Hi, Delete. How are you?
He's still
he's
muted.
Okay.
I think he's working on his audio. Advanced audio properties for mine. Let's see. Video capture device, mic, auxiliary mic. Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen it do that before. But this is.
I got
the first time I've used
120% volume
OBS.
on now.
Yeah.
What about that? Oh wow! Now I hear myself.
Oh well, no, you what right
That
before I
comes
came
through-
in, sounding good. It
That
wasn't-
comes through the OBS and the other thing.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. You heard that? It's like boo. All right. Monitor
Can I
only
talk
mute output.
real low? Yeah.
Monitor only mute output. No. Okay. And so that's better, right? The volume.
Well, of course, I'm only hearing it in the Hangout now, so I don't know what it sounds like. We'll need feedback, yeah, from the audience.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me okay now, or does it echo or something? Because I'm having some trouble with my headphones.
We can deal with it, buddy. We can deal with it. We miss you anyway, so.
I'll try it one more time. That's weird. I'll try one more time. Hold on.
Ed in the chat says Alex Jones loudness.
Yeah. www.
Why can't anything just work the same as it always does? I mean,
I'm gonna turn
oh
it
my.
down. 10%. There we go. So I'm at 110%.
He doesn't say who's too loud. It might be me.
If it is, then I have to catch up to you.
So I just got
talk to me about it.
online. Were you doing another stream from Nathan's after chat? Is that what this was today?
It started off that way, and it became weird. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
People are getting pretty disenfranchised from the whole Nathan thing, you know. So.
Well, I would think so after all this time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I kind of started the boycott of Nathan Oakley, and then it became everybody's doing it now. So, except for a few people, but you know, you're still like a train wreck. You still go back and you want to watch that, you know, that the idiocy of the whole thing, for some reason, and I'm done with that now too. So I just try to snake up on the after chat and see if any of those people are interested in talking about any of the real shit that I like to talk about instead of this other crap, you know.
Well, yeah, it seems like a lot of them they'll be part of whatever this boycott is, but then they come back to tell them, you know, live on air that they're still boycotting them. It's kind of silly. I think it's an addiction.
I just like to, at this point, just clown a little bit over there because I'll be, you know, just draw attention to the after show. Come see us over here at the after show because this shit is whack. I
Oh, I bet
can't
he
listen. I
loves
mute
that
it.
too.
I mute
Yeah,
it.
you're using his show to pull audience away. I bet he loves that.
Yeah.
That's the best way to deal with it.
Oh, I don't want to pull them away. You know, I want them to come after. You know,
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
you
care. I
always
don't care to pull anybody away from anything. That's not my.
Well, that's because you always started after anyway. So yeah, that's
right.
given. Yeah.
So I started a little bit before, but I mean, he was already running over his time. He's stepping into my fucking time. I already have a time. Anyway.
It's like you've already run for 2 hours now.
Yeah,
Shut
you
up,
little
I
bastard.
Need to pull your audience away.
Quit telling everybody to shut up and keep banning everybody because they say equinox. If you can't deal with one little word, then you don't have a friggin' argument anyway. One little word.
Oh my
word
God!
debunks flat Earth.
It was a couple of months ago. I think it was the last time I looked at anything for any more than a few minutes over there, and I was so disgusted with this change in attitude, the way he treats and talks to people, that
was
I
the
left
only pleasant thing about the show was that he had a correct attitude.
Oh, okay. Well,
that was the only pleasant thing about the show, that he had a better attitude, and then he switched, like you said, and now there's just nothing left. Like,
exactly.
You can't even bullshit your way through that.
Yeah, I told him in one simple sentence. I said, I didn't talk about, you know, the Earth or anything like I hadn't been there for that, but I said, you know, I'm just surprised you were such a pleasant host when you first started, and I've noticed that you've changed and something. And he said underneath it, he said, well, I have heard this from several people, but not quite so nicely. I'll take your advice under consideration.
He's such a
but he never did it.
Yeah, he's such a piece of shit liar.
Oh my God.
I hope you're feeling okay. I hope you're feeling good.
I'm just run down, you know, from lots of things, and mostly not being able to take enough of these supplements anymore because I can't swallow as well. And you know, if I can just...
What I do with those, they don't taste bad at all. I actually just use them as seasoning and shit on steaks, everything. I do. That gel, that green algae, I put 3-4 capsules in a shot glass of water. I open them up. I don't use the capsules. I don't eat the gelatin shit. So I just open them up and I put the capsules in the water and stir it up, and it doesn't taste bad at all. It just leaves you with a little bit of a green tongue. You gotta just wash it back.
Yeah. Well, I used to try using it. Like I used to buy it not in the capsule, in the jar years ago. And but something happened, and I just got the taste got so noxious to me that I went back to capsules. But I might have to try that because this is getting ridiculous.
Well, when you cook it with something, like you take some mushrooms and you fry them up with some garlic and butter, and you throw some of that shit on there, don't even know it. It just changes the color of it.
Something strong. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I do, and because that's how I get away. That's how she gets away with making me eat all healthy and shit, sneaking on things. And
well, I have to do something. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah.
I didn't like mushrooms when I met Amy. I didn't like mushrooms, and she started like, you know, sneaking in like, you know, like mushrooms in the steak fat and frying them together and correlating my smells with that and that. And then I started like, oh, let me try one of those. Like, oh man, that's not bad. I don't remember it being decent.
Oh, mushrooms are delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, so I started liking mushrooms. That's funny. I like them like I like, you know, almost like oysters. I don't love them still, you know, and they're slimy to me, and I think of boogers sometimes because you know that's my problem. I think when I was a little kid, I might have ate too many boogers. I know exactly what boogers feel like. Yeah, I mean, like, damn, that feels exactly like a big booger. I don't want that in my mouth. You know.
Call that a Freudian slip.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, other than that, though, if I could just get my energy back, then I could do all the things I said I was going to do in 2018.
Well, you're just getting started, too, right? I mean, shit. It's 15 days into it. Relax.
Yeah.
I mean, don't procrastinate too much, but I mean, 15 days into it? I haven't gotten any of all the things I want to get done in 2018 yet. Yeah, well, it's 15 days into the shit. It's like you must have been smoking that weed because you think more time went by than it actually did.
No, I'm
just
kind
joking.
Of, this is kind of a thing with me. Like whenever I'd start a new project, I even had some employers tell me, "Now don't do this one so fast because we only have so much work and we want to keep all our head count." You know, so it's like you gotta look like you're busy. You know,
Slow down, girl. You're working us out of a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know the saying. I've heard it myself many a times. I didn't know about team players and shit. I would fucking fuck shit up for people not realizing it. I was just trying to do my best job. So, you know, I learned how to do the HVAC, all the, you know, duct work and how to cut the metal and hang and whatnot and install dehumidifiers and, you know, what was code and what wasn't and all that shit in just a couple of weeks.
I know you're that way. I mean, that's why you're called the Energizer Bunny.
And that's why people are like, yeah, you know, and I don't know, just people don't, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. People try to milk other people when they're working. And that's what I meant, because I was told, you know, slow down, you're going to work us out of a job. They're getting paid by the hour. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, you should have done like I did in subcontract and get piecework. So each one of these units for me is $1,500. That's why I'm in and out in a day. I'm on the next 2 units already this week. And you guys are still stuck in these units.
Yeah, if you're that kind of worker, you have to work on fixed price. See,
Oh,
then
yeah.
when you only
It
work
got to
2
the
hours,
point where I would do all my own. I would cut all the drywall myself even. I wouldn't even need the knucklehead in my way to cut the drywall because it took him so long. It always took some random knucklehead so long to cut the drywall that would take my job 2 days. So I would just go in and take my fucking saw and be like, bzzz, bam, drop a whole ceiling, bzzz, bam, and then have the knucklehead just take it out. Just carry the pieces out while I work around me, dude. Because I was getting in and out in a day and leaving my little drywall guy behind and then moving on.
Yeah, I can just picture that. Because just to see the way that, it's like, you know, sometimes I'll see, it's like, my God, you must be just worn out from it. Sometimes, you know, like if you get on a roll, you're on like maybe 2 other people's shows and you're doing a show of your own. And it's like, do you ever sleep? You know?
Yeah, and I do. I sleep. Good. I literally just woke up. You know? Did my morning stuff and hopped on here, and I still got to go water some plants and eat some lunch.
Looks like or Delete was having connection problems. He kept going in and out, so it looks like he's got an non-good connection today. Yeah.
Oh man.
He was having that problem, but I think that's one of the reasons why he quit going for a while on lives, because it just wasn't steady enough. In fact, I've been hearing problems from a lot of people on their internet lately. I don't know if I've
mobile users,
yeah,
right?
I don't know what's
A lot of
going
mobile
on.
users, or what?
Just connection problems. You know, where it used to be more reliable, and now it just keeps going out at frequently throughout the day.
Well, imagine it's the same thing probably as those brownouts.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, artificially orchestrated shortages so that you pay for that bigger pipe.
Well, it is true that they
Yeah,
have been
you know what I'm
offering
saying?
up speeds everywhere, and maybe on some contracts you have to pay more for it, and they're trying to. Yeah, who knows? I don't care. They can keep upping the speed, but for some reason on my computer it never manifests.
telling you. I'm still trying to figure out if delete might be coming back in. I don't know.
It's dropping out. That's why I tried reloading the page a couple times. Yeah. Now see, now I've been having, I've been having that problem too, where it sometimes takes forever to load my audio, and I can't talk to you. You know what? On Nathan's show in particular, I could have never come on anyway because, you know how he makes you talk, and if you don't talk within the first 10 seconds, you're out. I would have never made it past that point.
Probably.
Which is another little rude thing, but.
God. Poor guy. I think he bombed himself with all that stuff.
Yeah, well, if he actually, after weeks of being massively rude, if he actually was not rude today, I think he might be reconsidering the situation.
Oh, he was rude today.
Oh, okay. I thought
Oh, he was a shit ass today.
Oh.
Well, it's what my mom would have said. He was a shit ass.
That was a popular expression years ago.
I think Lost Horizon turned into a bird, everyone. She started talking and then...
No, I'm back.
Oh, okay.
I was just getting my coffee.
Ah, or has she been a bird the whole time? No.
Flighty.
Birdie. Boink. Birdie, motherfucker. So, what's the bird think about all this flat earth nonsense?
Well, as you know, at the end of last year, I was at the point, if I heard anybody mention the word flat earth or anything, or even baller, I was going to kill them. Okay. It's like, I can't do it. I can't deal with this anymore. You know why? In part because it's like, I saw all your efforts over there and a few others where it, even when you sincerely go in there, and I know that the people that do put up good arguments are sincerely, it's like, charity. They're trying to, they're really trying to help lost people. And, but just the way that it was so clearly, muffled when anything reasonable was being stated, that it just made no sense anymore, it seemed like. Which I know you kind of came to a more or less similar conclusion.
Well, yeah, that's why I've got that nihilist attitude towards his debates anymore. Like, fucking doesn't matter. I'm not telling you anything. They want to argue about something, Debbie, that no one has presented any environmental data to do a refraction index in the first place. To be able to, find out what was they just want to be able to use definitions without any kind of data. And definitions alone, things can mean things, and that doesn't mean anything because we don't know what we were looking at through.
When I've seen...
What's the pressure, data, temperature, and humidity? It's all I'm asking. And multiple points between here and the observed target.
When you've rebroadcast a few of the after shows lately, and I could see what was really going on there, I don't know what those other guys, what's really going on in their minds, but it looks to me like you're the only real physicist in there. It's like they're not even
I know.
They let themselves get dragged into scenarios where anyone who's...
Don't call me a physicist. How dare you?
Anyone who knows anything about physics would know that they don't have enough information to do that. And they purposely present...
I'm only one practicing real science. Exactly.
Yeah, they purposely present so-called proofs where you'd have to know that stuff. And there's so many ways you can prove this without having to get into knowing the specifics of the refraction index of a particular
but you as long as you don't take it for granted that it's homogeneous over water, you can't. Yeah, obviously you can't.
It's crazy.
No matter what time of year it is. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, you and a few others gave them the best ways, the more anything that requires proof of something that's much further out, where those phenomena aren't as significant. That's the best way to prove it to yourself, like the equinox argument
Mm-hmm.
and other kinds of argument, like sunsets and so forth.
Moon phases.
Mhm.
That's the best one. I mean, moon phases. Without saying that the moon creates its own light, explain the moon phases without using a sphere. With a local sun.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, yeah. And you're
I'm not going to
still
hold
waiting.
my breath, but I'll wait.
You're still waiting, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said in one comment once on one of your text chats, stop and think of all those people that spent all those hours analyzing those ridiculous conglomerated pictures, okay? If they had spent that time reading a basic chemistry or physics book or anything, how much they would have gained in their life.
Well, science is the devil.
I forgot.
Yeah, well, the tree of knowledge was the mistake, remember? Remember the lesson you learned as a fanatic? You made a boo-boo when you wanted to be smart. You should have just took the word for it and been blissfully, happily dumb.
You're not supposed to eat that apple, right?
That's right. Knowledge is bad. I mean, that's the undertone in that story. Don't you feel that?
Oh, yeah.
Literally
like,
the message, like...
Stay ignorant. Stay ignorant. Yeah.
Right.
You're so much easier to control.
The first time some motherfucker tells me to stay ignorant is like, I'm literally understand. You know what I mean? I'm going to be suspicious of that. Naturally. Instinctively.
Yeah.
Like...
I know. That's the way I've always felt about it.
Like, I've been out here with y'all when times come down to pressure moments and you guys don't know what to do, and I'm the only one who usually knows exactly what to do. And usually it's really simple and obvious to me while everybody's going, oh my God, we can't get this door open. The bridge fell on the car. We can't get the door open. I'm like, well, they're out of the tire. Oh, yeah, fucking, now we got room. Okay, cool. Shit, little.
What reminded me of this when you said that, but I keep remembering this old joke where somebody goes to a doctor and says, Doc, it hurts when I press here. And the doctor looks at him and goes, well, don't press.
Don't press there. It's different.
$200, please.
Yeah, it was like, does it hurt when you do that? Then don't do that.
Don't do that. Gosh.
The Spy That Shagged Me or some shit. It was like Michael Myers. Or what's his name? You know that guy? Mike Myers? Not Halloween, the other guy.
That's the one that will never die? Yeah.
No. Not that guy, but this other guy.
Okay.
What's his name? It's also Myers, isn't it? I could be wrong because I'm not good with actors. But, you know.
I don't...
Bravery. What's his name? The Spy That Shagged Me. The Goldfinger movie.
Oh,
Austin Powers. Austin fucking
okay.
Powers. Yeah. That knucklehead. Butter teeth. Butter teeth. Is delete's back. No? I just heard an echo.
Okay.
I was like, hey, delete, what's up?
Yeah, you know what's the funniest thing of all? The one thing, I thought that after a while, especially with the way they treat this stupid argument here on this platform, that the people involved themselves would start to get so bored with it, they would move on, at least to another psyop or something,
Yeah.
But they don't seem to ever get bored with it, yeah.
Because something's in you that thinks that maybe someone will see that the guy's being wrong. And if the game that Riley and they play is that since you didn't show up, then that means that you know you lost. And so the people have to come back and they're like, no, we didn't show up because we're tired of your dumb shenanigans.
Oh yeah, no,
You
I
know?
can see that was part of the trick.
Yeah,
though.
it's
Yeah.
just all games. They're just doing whatever they can now to try to pull people back in there with any little shit chat tactics they can pull.
Well, that's why Nathan.
That's why he
changed-
porn bombed himself.
Yeah, that's why Nathan changed his to becoming so rude, because he figured that if he could just like keep calling you a stupid moron long enough, you know, what is a stupid moron? I mean, if you're a moron, that's enough, you know. But now
A stupid
it's like it's
moron?
not
That's
enough.
better one. That's like a you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
like a really, that's like a person who's not good at being a moron.
Yeah.
It's a double negative, right? It'd be like, you know, you're a bad
Exactly.
moron, which is means I'm not a moron. I mean, what does that mean? Like,
Well, you know, the thing that drives me
stupid
nuts-
dummy head.
This one thing was why I stopped watching just even for laughs, was because
His face.
I cannot overemphasize how irritating it is for me to hear people use the word math in the plural. Maths.
And I've been Nathan Oakley.
Yeah. It's like, and they all use it now. Yeah.
Maths. Because
No,
they
so
saw it
the
in the
math-
movie. Maths.
M-A-T-H-S. Yeah.
I know. They saw it in that
Math.
movie. They saw it in that movie, and now they can't stop saying it because, oh yeah, that's the correct way to speak of different types of math.
No, math is math, buddy.
Well, you're not English.
Okay, whatever. I don't think it is among English mathematicians either.
Therefore, yeah, you shan't know the correct way for which to speak.
I mean, the only thing I'll give the shows that are done by the UK guys credit for is they are correct that there is no such word as aluminum. It's aluminium.
Aluminium.
It's true, okay? But they don't know how aluminum got started.
It's not
That
pronounced
was
aluminium. It's pronounced aluminium.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Aluminium. And they break up the too hard. And
Yeah,
we're supposed to meet in the middle. It's aluminium. And they're like, aluminium. If
Well,
that was the
they
case,
think
there would be an E in it instead of an I. It's inium.
Well, I mean, they think
Aluminium.
they think that we pronounce it correctly because we say aluminum, but aluminum was actually the you know, when that
The
big
dumb way to
company
say
that-
it.
Well, no, that big company that created aluminum initially here in this country.
Oh.
That was their copyrighted version of their form of aluminium.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we stuck
Yeah.
to aluminum.
Yeah, we just keep calling it the same thing that they named it. Yeah.
You know what I also think? I just think that sometimes people get lazy in their speech.
Yeah.
And they...
Well, no, Alcoa, that's it. Alcoa was the one that keyed that phrase. It was their manufacture of aluminium. They called it,
I'm gonna
trademarked it, aluminum. Yeah.
I'm gonna start saying aluminium.
I do find that
I just
one
want to be
hard.
different than everyone else. Like, you know, just to be. I'm gonna be gothic about it. You know, goth. You know, I'm gonna be like totally different than everyone else, man. Do my own thing, and copy all the other goths.
Well, you always did that with words anyway, though.
Yeah. Well, with the spelling at least.
You should
That's
come
for
out
sure.
With GrimV's dictionary.
Oh God, no.
Standard dictionary. Yeah.
Yeah, Grimvonics. You know, Grimbonics or some shit. You know.
Yeah. There you go. I love it.
Aluminium. You know.
No.
What else do I say wrong? Lots of stuff.
Well,
Beauchamp.
you actually make words, though. You combine like different words to make a different meaning or
Right.
something.
Oh yeah. I can't remember any off the top of my
Yeah.
head, but I'll conflate one in a moment.
That's right.
I like to conflate
But
words.
I always understand what you mean, so.
Right. Sometimes I'll use a word like, yeah, your head is conflated. Because
Yeah.
it sounds like inflated and it's funny, and some dumbass just asked me, do I even know what conflate means? Yeah, you're conflating your face right now with your ass.
Yeah. It's like, no, I know only too well what it means. You're not getting my point. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm using it as just wordplay because it sounds like inflate at this point. And then I'll match your face to your ass again and say conflate.
Yeah.
Conflate. Sorry, I always
It's
talk
okay,
with
my
you.
mind's not
I always
here
talk with
anyway.
Debbie like she's just one of the guys, Give her the elbow shrug.
Yeah. Also too, because I'm not like ready this morning yet for any like detailed, cosmological conversation. My brain's not working.
Langmuir.
Yeah.
Or Hans Alfine. That's the way you're supposed to say his name, isn't it? Hans.
Yeah, I think so.
I love that
or
name.
I would say Hans, but yeah.
Well, I would say Hans.
Potato.
Just kidding. Well, then I would say Hannes. Since that's what I've been saying forever. Hannes. I almost think I'm going to take a piece of bread and dip it in Hannes Alfine. From the Mediterranean bean. Yuri. Oh, that was a funky drip. Drop. Drip drop. Plippity plop. That's funny. Lottie said, "What are we looking at? Plippity plop on your screen. Blippity blob." That's what he said. A blippity blob.
Or there's another one I remember in a movie. Flibberty Gibberty. Don't be a flibberty gibberty. I don't even know what that is, but it's like a flighty person. A flibberty gibberty.
Hibbity bibbity. I've heard all those. There's some hilarious ones. Hibbity jibbity. Flibbity. Flippity floppity.
I'll be right back.
After these messages. You're welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Just me and everybody else. What are you doing?
Oh, I just.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Man,
I gotta get caught up too, because I'm so far behind on everything.
Really? I don't think you are. I think you're way.
Papers that I wanted to determine whether or not they were good enough to post, and it's like the list just keeps growing every day. I never get to anything.
But I think, Debbie, that you already have a lot of really great stuff to you know what I mean? Like, you're already caught up. You might be putting more on your own shoulders than necessary. This isn't a job,
Well, you know what it is? I know, but it's like there's just so much more that's being published now. Nobody can keep up with it. I know that. It's just that it's like you just keep thinking that the one that you didn't go through completely is going to have some tidbit in there that's going to open up a whole new thing, and so somehow you got to get to it. But I've been through that before. Like sometimes when the inbox gets too big, you go back to the first 100 in there and you just wipe them out. I'll never get to them, so I'll just delete them.
I've had to do that. Yeah, I don't. Everybody knows, like, you gotta actually message me personally to get me to fucking see something you're posting and shit nowadays. It's just such a mess for me. I look on there and it's like there's 4 hours later, now I have 200 more messages they're not really messages to me. They're just posts, random, like, Facebook type posts, and and since they're friends and stuff, and I'm like, I don't like mute them. I want to see all their posts because one of them is important occasionally, but all the other ones aren't, and they do it like, it's like, y'all are using the wrong platform for this kind of shit, puppy dogs, and you know, naked girl pictures and shit, or really sexy, almost naked girl pictures and shit. This is
yeah,
this.
I
You
got
know
to
what we
the
do,
point-
man. Yeah, like
I got
post
to the
that
point
in
a
a
long
group.
time ago that I have a list of a number of people that I just pull up their G Plus page directly whenever I get a chance to check anything. I'll pull their pages up directly. I never look at the general feed anymore because you could spend several hours going through it and you've only gone through the last hour.
Yeah, it's just
You know.
pumping stuff
Yeah.
on there. It's almost like a race to put the most material on the line, no matter how filtered that material is. It's like that's kind of muddying the waters because we're supposed to be networking with like-minded people.
Yeah,
and then
but you know, you can't blame anybody because everyone's G Plus page is their choice what they want to post. You know, I don't have a problem with that. I just have to then focus in on, you know, when I get a chance. And I want to say
no,
live on
I'm
air
going to tell
now for
people
anyone-
you're not allowed to post fun stuff on your G Plus anymore. Only work, only truth or work. Put that other shit on your other stuff, your Twitter shit, where you tell people how many salads you ate in a week or when you took your last poop, and all that crap goes on Twitter, not here.
Oh, I love the one friend we have from a couple of years ago. He went on that special potato diet, and he was.
Oh yeah, he lost a lot of weight. He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like he made a video every day about his experience with the potato diet.
Raw potato diet.
Yeah, it's like it's great, but I think one video synopsis a week would be sufficient. Yeah.
No, not for Mark. Damn, I can't remember.
I can't remember either who it was. I mean, it was cute as ever.
I'm
but
sub
it
to
was-
him right now, though. I can go find out. Cause
Yeah.
I'll like.
He used to go on some of the UK shows. That's all I remember. I still remember his name. Yeah.
Funny guy though. Oh man. Why do I sub everybody who subs me? You know,
and then some.
I know, me too. And so I've got 2,500 names to go through here.
Well, let me take an opportunity since we're both live on air. To anyone that's in the text chat that's one of my G Plus followers, I beg your pardon humbly. I haven't been able to check anyone's stuff for like a month, and I am going to do it. It's just that, you know, just trying to get through all these articles. I've just been.
All right, take two. You did that you were laughing. Nobody's gonna believe it. Go again. I'm just kidding.
I apologize to my G Plus followers for their stuff for the last several weeks, but I will. I promise. Please don't unfollow me.
Nobody's gonna unfollow you. What are you
Well,
talking about?
they
You're the
might.
only one who's organized. What, are you kidding me? Get the heck out of here. We talk about all the same stuff, except you organize it all so people can go back and look at it again.
Yeah.
Like I totally don't. You know, I'm like, it's everywhere. When
Yeah.
I go to look for my stuff, I go on your shit because it's all organized
No.
there. Anything I've ever thought of almost is there. I totally appreciate that.
Oh, thanks. man.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
everybody does. Are you kidding? Anybody can go to your channel and look and see all the friggin' juicy information you got there.
Yeah.
On your
At least
G
if they're
Plus.
interested in the same subjects. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even if they're not, they can suck an egg. They have to go and see that there's a lot there. They can't deny that there's a lot of information there.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah,
organized.
it's funny too because I only did that way back in the day. I started organizing it because I couldn't find anything anymore. You ever stop to think that the stuff that you still got on there from a couple years ago? I bet I can't even scroll down that far because my system just doesn't have enough memory. But if I did, I would imagine that it would all be those little plus boxes, because you know how they delete, the stuff that we like to find gets deleted so quickly. I bet most of them are all empty right now.
Mark Sargent is subbed to me. Or I'm subbed to Mark. Oh. I guess it is. I'm subscribed. Well, I'm unsubbing that.
So are you cleaning out your subs right now while we're talking?
No, just that one. I'll be right back.
Okay. It sounds funny to be on a live and it's like, I'm cleaning up my YouTube sub list right as we speak. Hey audience, should I keep this one? No? Okay. They're gone. Oh, it's funny. So it's like really still warm over where you are, right?
Did you say something about warm or whatever?
I'm sorry. Is it still warm over where you are this winter?
Well, warm compared to what? It's about the same. It doesn't. I don't get at the bottom of the hill here. We don't get snow anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just up the mountain.
Well, it is amazing how more people now are finally paying attention to the possibility of a grand solar minimum with this winter.
I know.
It's like, holy cow, there might be something going on here.
Well, also, if people are aware, and if they're not aware, I always try to give good advice out and say, try to invest in, greenhouse stocks, things like that, new greenhouse energy companies, new, crop. You can probably bet dividends on crop losses. I don't even know how that works for sure, but
that is one thing that, Adapt 2030 talks about investing in food futures only because it is going up,
Right.
Although I would always say to anybody, futures is a tricky business, but the idea of just like making sure, really getting into the kind of greenhouses where you don't have to have power to run it, things like that. That was a good idea anyway, even if the weather's not changing, because
right.
Power grids in this country are not that reliable anyway.
Well, of course, and more people are wanting non-GMO foods, and they want to know exactly what kind of seeds that they're using, and that awareness is bringing the sales of greenhouses and things like that into play. Not only that, but cannabis laws becoming more and more reasonable enough for people to have a need for that kind of thing to self-medicate in the first place and all of that. So. Mm-hmm. There's more of a demand for that kind of equipment right now than you might think. And
and if people are worried about the water too, you control the water supply to your greenhouse yourself. Versus if you're growing on your backyard or something and you're relying on the rain.
Right, that's true too.
Depending upon your local chemtrail scenario,
Mm-hmm.
It is a little bit better way to control the quality of that as well. Mm-hmm.
Right, and just who knows, with the right material or whatnot, might be able to collect, water from the atmosphere and during the night, and have it run down the edges and.
Well, that's what that geodesic dome that they first started in the 70s and 80s.
With a static charge on it or whatever, made out of a particular mylar or fluorine surface,
like a biodome.
Teflon.
It's self-contained, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they still sell those, I think. Yeah.
But then again, I got those. Those Teflon sheets for t-shirt. The t-shirt business you'll use to, put a sheen on an ink. Under the heat press. Well, they actually collect electrons.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that thing is so staticky. All I gotta do is just throw it up in the air for a second, and then it's staticky, full. So that thing collects electrons and then discharges off on whenever whenever you absorb those electrons and then touch something grounded. Pow! You get
In
zapped.
other words, don't wear it during a lightning storm.
Right. Yeah.
I never thought about that, but yeah. Who knows? It might just be enough to attract something.
Well, what if that in and of itself is the key to the technology of the potential difference barrier, using Teflon poles instead of metal poles to absorb the electrons from the gradient potential difference of the atmosphere, the higher up you go.
Okay, you mean like use it like somehow like with a greenhouse or something?
Well, no, reverse the charge, the current. It would be, you know how when you put up a pole to take, no, I'm not talking about greenhouses yet right now, unless you're running 12 volt. You could probably run some 12 volt shit like that on little batteries and absorb the energy from the atmosphere. They've got these pads now, and all it is basically coils, interlinking coils that are intercepting radio waves. These magnetic fields are being basically converged to intercept radio waves to a point and create a heat energy out of it and store it in batteries.
Okay.
So you can get underneath some power lines, right? In the RF waves that are coming off the power lines, it's actually a dirty frequency, radio frequency that comes off of them. You can absorb that into power. Convert that. There's already the technology already exists for that. That's literally purchasable.
Whether it's strong enough to accomplish what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, no, but if you think of it from those, just enlarge it. Add more coils. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take that technology and beef it up. Oh, I've got a cool link. I guess I'll share it with you. You gotta remind me to share it with you.
To open that link that someone shared in
Morning, Jay Thornton.
last night, but I couldn't open it. 4.4 error or something.
Oh yeah, everything I've been trying to share in YouTube is giving me the creeps.
Yeah, I know.
Let me give you. Let me look through my bookmarks, recent bookmarks. So many, I can't even. Inductive coupling field symmetries. You're gonna like this. I haven't had time to actually go over in great detail.
Yeah, I didn't have to look at it.
Alright guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that in the description box underneath the Google Hangout
Oh yeah, that might work better.
and see if that will give you the proper link, and if they don't screw with that like they've been screwing with everything else. And tell me if that works.
The harmonious palette.
Yes. And what I'll do is I'll open the window myself also as I screen share, so that I don't even know how I've got this working right now. Window capture, video capture, browser source. I could probably pipe it straight through OBS, which is what I'm going to do.
Using a hyperboloid design. That's kind of interesting.
Oh man, you got it open. Good. You're gonna love this. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add it to the browser source so that we can see, everyone in the chat can see what we're talking about.
I feel so handicapped these days since I don't have that. When I was working, I had my ANSYS FE8 program that had a magnetic module where I could have modeled a structure like this, put it with its material properties in, and just analyze what kind of field it generates. But now I have to try to figure it in my head.
Well, that didn't work. Hold on. I'm gonna have to do it as also a window capture.
Yeah, like I said, my head's not that much in gear right now, but I'd love to. I'm gonna look through this a little later. These coils within coils, my dad did a lot of work using that technique, and you can get some very specific results. You know.
Oh yeah. That's wow. I was reading a little bit of this. I think I was a little bit lower, but I started seeing some of this and thinking, man, this is what they should have been teaching in high school. Instead of wasting our time with baloney.
Yeah. A lot of time is wasted on things that aren't that useful. Mm-hmm.
Space-time fabric nonsense.
Yeah, this is not a new concept, but it's complicated. I mean, the kind of fields it generates.
Well,
like I said, you can get very specific results, and they're complex. That's, you just change a small aspect of it and you can.
This is the kind of stuff I agree. This is the kind of stuff you find out that through his experiments, he's already demonstrated gravity. When it's possible that you might look at that magic number 195 right there. What does that tell me? The magnetic field pattern in the spiral galaxy. I mean, does that not literally tell you which way the charge flow is going? And then when they mapped out the AGN coaxial electric charged particles flow, and it flows right out of that direction, which is perpendicular to that magnetic field line there.
Yeah.
And then the moving of the magnetic field line, moving it through plasmas, induces current again. Also, so it's like self-sustaining plasmoid.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Well, and electromagnetics has always been self-sustaining. One feeds the other. Yeah. And just as a general principle. Yeah.
That's the whole reason why magnetohydrodynamics even exists as a study of physics.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that very weird
in a kind of a way,
thing.
It's kind of the reason why it always made sense to me that the power, the energy behind everything has always existed. Because you can't start it up from nothing.
It can't
one is
unexist.
always the other. Yeah.
Either. Exactly.
At least it always conceptually made more sense to me to think of it that way. Yeah. Of course, we're just human beings. What do we know? But, we start talking about the universe as a whole and all time. But, yeah.
Well, this is going to be fun to read through. Because I've only seen pieces of...
If you're interested in this, there are lots of people who put online structures they've analyzed that use coils within coils. In fact, they even sell pre-coiled wire this way so that people who do this have an easier job of setting up their designs. So there's a lot of a body of work on this.
Look at this.
But I will tell you, it's complex. Yeah, it creates
internal
complex
structure
fields.
of mass.
Yeah.
This is what I like. This kind of stuff. I mean, to me, that's artistic too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice little table. Put a piece of glass right on that. And solar collector.
So what's your next
Look at this ferro concrete work.
Oh, let's see. How far down?
Of a ways down.
Oh, there's a section here where they're talking about Buckminster Fuller's geodesic frame. Remember that? We were just talking about that, yeah.
Flying concrete ring theory. This is weird.
Hmm.
So you can't get away from thinking about the ether when you start looking at particular things like the bismuth and stuff and magnetism.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've always thought in a way of these fields themselves as representative in
Of the
some
ether.
respect.
Yeah. Especially in a vacuum. Well, how do you have a magnetism in a vacuum? If
Yeah.
there's no particles in
There
there
you go.
to make magnetism. How does a field become a field through the glass, through the vacuum, and on the other side? How's it measurable? I mean, it's literally...
Well, I think one of the most intelligent expressions that was ever invented was nature abhors a vacuum. That's why it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
If you could somehow create it for a split second, it would be filled immediately. And that's why we speak of plasma, plasma, plasma.
Crazy ass cat. Meowing and shit. Plasma, plasma, plasma.
Yep. Ether, ether, ether.
Yeah, you had some pretty good posts on your G+.
Oh my goodness, Grim, what am I doing to your show? You've got 13 viewers and you had 20 when I came on.
Oh, yeah, well, because some of the people would like it. They're here for flat earth arguments and crap like that, so they're,
Oh, okay.
it's
Oh,
fine
that's
if
right.
they
You started
leave.
off
Yeah, it's totally
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Only the, like, you know, the percentage of it. It's the thinkers are
Yeah.
here left. It's not a show anyway. What is this? It's labeled Flat Earth Cuckoo Birds.
That's right. I love the title. You could. I had. I didn't. I wasn't. I guess this was like after midnight, a night or two ago. I guess you were bored. You went on and you. What you did a show where you just randomly went around to current live shows and anyone that was dumb.
Yeah.
You put it up on the screen. I thought to myself, you must be bored out of your mind.
Oh, it was fun though.
I mean, there's no lack of those kind of shows for sure. But I was playing it back. I it wasn't here on here when it was live, but I was playing it back, and the first one you were showing, some guy talking about basically that he was when he rules the world or something.
Yeah, when he's gonna be king. When he's
I'm
king.
Yeah, when he's king.
Yeah. He said he has the technology to track all the asteroids in existence. That's
And
like in existence. Do you understand? That's like he has that technology, and then
That's a lot of tracking.
he can protect you. He can protect you here on Earth because he can just beam those things away from Earth for us. So he'll save you from that. Don't you know? And
you know what? If there's one thing I don't worry about, it's asteroids. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Especially if you're electric universe oriented, you know that most of that stuff gets diverted away anyway.
That's right.
You know, I mean, it's not that you won't ever have an impact, but it's not as much as you might have thought.
Exactly.
But it's just not the thing that comes to mind when I worry about stuff, you know?
At all.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, I'm going to go water these plants. Go move some other plants in some other rooms. I got so much to do. I mean, I've done so much already, but I still have so much to do.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
I got to check all these jars. Check all these jars and see about, like, how they all smell.
Yeah, right. You got to give the. Well, I mean, you can't sell something without the taste test, right?
Right. So,
Yeah.
Though seriously though, while it's curing and shit, I do have to air them out and stuff. Even burp them.
Burp them.
That's what we call it. Burping them. Letting all the decomposing gases out and decarboxylation process take place.
Quality control. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And then I smoke a nug too. Fuck it.
Okay, well.
Had a lot of fun. I really appreciate you hopping on and making the most of it. Yeah, that was fun. Good.
Well, I saw you on there. It's like your last person left. I thought, oh, we've got to get on there. Yeah.
Nice.
So.
It's always a pleasure, and I hope to see you probably, soon, tomorrow or something, maybe.
But yeah, sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Okay, well, and
Rebecca, thanks for hanging out. You stayed for quite a while. Appreciate that. Also, make sure anybody you want to say hi to out there. Jay Thornton came by. It's always a pleasure. Jay Thornton, thanks for stopping by. We got Ed in the house.
Crystal, was there.
Yeah, Crystal, thank you. That's right. Crater, I don't know who that is, but hello, Crater. And Just Me left, but hello, Just Me. I think she left there. She said, had to take off. Oh, look who's in the chat. Lost Horizon was in the chat. I'm in the chat. Look at that. Lucifer Tim, what's up? High five, Lucifer. Tim. And Illusion Shattered, who says hello to Ed. Brooks.
Yeah, Ed was there earlier. Yeah.
And I don't have the top half of the chat, so if there's anybody I'm forgetting.
Oh, and Tiger67, I think. Yeah.
What exactly did they tell you in high school that is wrong? That the sun was internally fueled by nuclear fission, absorbing its matter from the inside, and it's going to burn out? They told you that, and it was wrong. They told you black holes existed. That was wrong. Told us a lot of stuff that was wrong. A lot of stuff in history that was wrong. I mean, depends on, yeah, especially it depends on what high school you went to, how wrong that shit got too.
Yeah, it got worse as the years went on. Some of us who had it earlier, in a way, we were lucky. Yeah. Even though there was a lot of stuff with history that was wrong back then too, but there wasn't quite as much propaganda in years past.
So yeah, see you everybody tomorrow. Have a great morning. Have the rest of your day. Have a good day. And
yep.
I'm gonna stop the stream. High five. Thanks everybody. Peace out. Peace out. Crystal.
Take care. And take care, Graham.
Well, hold on.